in time. Wait for it. There they go.
Here we go, 33 cars headed for Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1. We've already got contact in the middle of this field.
Man, if you're in the middle of that pack, you can't see anything.
It's Loire, Greaves, Houle, Letourneau out front, Holcher in the mix as well.
Yeah, it looks like Greaves, that red plate, last year's champion, trying to go on the inside. Here comes Johnny Holcher. Loire out front in that Polaris. Here comes Holcher and Greaves.
They're side by side, Greaves and Holcher. Greaves is on the inside as they enter the gravel pit. See if they can find enough traction down there. It looks really well prepared down there in that gravel pit, Brent.
Yeah, definitely nice prep track here this afternoon. There's some standing water on the right side of your screen. Here comes Loire. Loire trying to rotate it in. CJ Greaves goes in the inside. Trying to do a slide job.
Loire's going to fight back. Loire picked up his first Nationals win in side-by-sides earlier this year at ERX, so definitely a contender for the rest of this year.
Remember, we're on the short track here in Crandon for the Sportsman side-by-side, the Pro stock to be exact. We'll see. We've seen earlier a couple different classes using that bottom line and instead of going in the back section, so it creates kind of ruts there, so we got to give kudos to this track crew. It's a lot of maintenance.
Here goes CJ Greaves looking inside once again on Loire.
Boy, a little love tap.
Not a lot of room there for CJ. More wheel-to-wheel contact. Man, this is a dogfight for our race lead here at Pro Stock side-by-side. Look who's coming up into the mix now. It's that 97 of Letourneau.
You see CJ Greaves coming on the gravel pit, Shane. He was kind of turning to his right into Loire. He wasn't trying to take him out or anything. He's just kind of moving that guy out of the fast line, and he did it perfectly. Here comes Loire once again to the bottom.
I'm seeing Loire have some problems on the wetter corners on this course, so we talked about tires before this race kicked off. I'm thinking Loire maybe set up a little bit better for a dry track, so if he can just stay close to CJ for this first half, he may have a much better second half car.
Yeah, look at Robert Loire going to the inside. Here's CJ Greaves going by the Swedes here in Crandon off that drop-off. They're barely clipping that jump. You got to be careful. You hit him on one side, you're going to go head over T-Cattle.
Down into the gravel pit again. It's Greaves, Loire, Houle, your top three. Jeremy Houle's had a couple of really great runs this year in Pro Stock side-by-side as well. We've seen him up here in front basically all year.
Yeah, Jeremy Houle's definitely working his way up into that top 2 spot. He'll have to just keep doing work. He's going way outside. He's trying to apex this turn, stay out of the roost at the same time. Here he comes. Houle gives a little love tap to Loire, trying to move out of the way. That's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, Loire just fighting tooth and nail, trying to hold on to these spots. Gonna make the outside. Houle has broken his left rear wheel. Has come loose. Looks like it's still connected just by the axle, but toward the rear arm, clean off of that car. He's still running pretty quick, but
yeah, he needs to pull off.
He knows now that he's got a problem.
Yeah,
tough break for Jeremy Houle.
Yeah, Jeremy
That will benefit Holcher in that number 44, the HBI Yamaha. He's up into the top 3. He's got Jack Letourneau right there with him. We saw Letourneau and Houle actually run first and second for a while in one of our rounds at ERX a few weeks ago.
Yeah, very, very quick competitors. Tough break by Houle. Just made a little contact going through the barn turn, seared that left rear off. There's a good look at Holcher. We'll reset it for you again. It's Greaves, Holcher, Letourneau, Luberg. Your top 4. We're going to take another look. Watch as Houle comes around the outside.
Yeah, Houle had a full head of steam there. He clipped the Nerf bar on Loire's Polaris Razor.
Yeah, he just hit the right rear of Loire, and that's all it took. He stayed out front for a little bit, then pulled off. Now we're back on board with John Holcher and that HBI ride.
CJ Greaves running up front. He's also your points leader as well as defending class champion here in Pro Stock. Comes into this weekend with a 37-point lead over Jason Luber. There's another car with an issue. That's Caswell.
Yeah, that's Mike Caswell, the race-driven players KTM ride. His day looks to be done. Same kind of damage as we've seen on Houle. His stayed in contact as we go back up front with the Monster Energy number 33 ride of CJ Greaves. Going through the barn turn one more time. There's Letourneau in the 97. Shane, man, Letourneau, we talked about him a
a good look at Luberg as he's trying to reel in Letourneau. And we have reached our mid-race competition caution. Let's reset the order. It's Greaves, Holger up into second, Letourneau, Luberg, Van Eperen, Loire, Waz, Johnson, Zukowski, Enlow, and a whole lot more.
Yeah, you see Otterson back in 11th. Not a good run for him. Almost 15 seconds back behind our leader, CJ Greaves. As you said it right, we were at the halfway point. We'll re-rack, restack. But I don't know if anyone has anything for the 33 of CJ Greaves. We're going to go down trackside. Haley, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Brent. Shane, I heard you mention the tire setup that Loire is running here. You know, this track, it's going to change so much. Drivers, like we've seen throughout the day, throughout the weekend, actually, from that watering of the track between races, it is so juiced up. There's so much moisture in the early paces of this course. But all things considered, that mud tire, not what you want to run here in Crandon International Off-Road Raceway because of just how quickly this track comes in. So you mentioned the tires that Loire is running, probably that all-terrain tire. As you can tell, that's an excellent choice. I expect a strong run from Loire in this one.
Thank you for that, Haley. And battling this track surface, you know, I was talking to the Vandendelsens from the Pro Buggy class last night. Dave Vandendelsen, the dad, he said, they must have added something else to this clay or brought in some dirt from outside. He said, this dirt this year is unlike any other dirt he's ever seen it. We've seen a lot of drivers across sportsman classes and now even in pro stock side-by-side really having to fight to keep their cars on the race line.
Yeah, it's not an easy place to negotiate. You have to really have the right setup, the right package. But like Haley was saying, and you were also pointing out, that all-terrain will come in effect here in this second half. The track really has a nice race groove. As you see Richie Kulop pulling off to the side in that pace car. Does John Holger have anything for CJ Greaves? So you see those orange cones. CJ can take off at any time, man. He didn't waste any time.
Yeah, good jump. Actually, Holger sticking right with him, though, as they go through turn 2. We've seen John Holger on the podium in Pro Light this year, but hasn't quite had the same success here in Pro Stock side-by-side, but he is giving CJ Greaves fits right now as they go through the gravel pit.
Yeah, look at John Holger. He's not going anywhere. CJ with a nice exit out of the gravel pit once again. We'll see if John Holger can stay right with him. He needs to. If he wants a shot at the end, he has to be right there. There's the 44 trying to creep on the inside.
6 laps in the books here in Pro Stock side-by-side, leaving 4 laps to go. Not a lot of time for Holger to try to go to work on Greaves. He looks inside. They're almost wheel to wheel just for a moment there.
Boy, kudos to John Holger and that HBI team, all the Holger family. They have that kid in some good equipment to stay right on the back of CJ Greaves is saying something. Watch as they drive into this pit one more time. As the caution, the local caution's out.
Yeah, we got a car upside down there in the gravel pit, so that's just a local yellow. They're already back to full speed as they head toward the Polaris jump. And Letourneau now in the mix as well. He's right on John Holger's back bumper.
Yeah, Letourneau going to try to get a piece of the top 2. There he goes to the bottom. John made contact.
Nice job by both of those guys to gather it up.
But here comes Luberg as well in the number 7. Look at this battle. John Holger not giving an inch. Oh, man.
Letourneau is trying to force the issue on the inside of the cutoff turn.
Yeah, you see that, Shane? He hit the tractor tire.
And Letourneau to the inside again up turn 2. So hard to find traction from turn 2, like we've said a couple times. You get unweighted. Really, the only place you can drive is off the cushion.
Here comes Luberg. Luberg to the outside. That number 7, he had to check off. That's a local caution. Lucky he got back in line because they probably would have penalized him.
Here goes Letourneau with the run on John Holger. They're side by side. But Letourneau's going to open the door for Luberg, and here he comes. Luberg now up into the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Luberg taking that spot. Oh, man, Letourneau gets in the back of Luberg. They separate now. Coming back in the infield section. CJ still with about 1-2 car lengths over John Holger.
Letourneau in that 97, definitely the most aggressive run of these top 4 guys right now, but I think he's got to take just a step back and collect himself. It's only about 2.5 laps to go here in Pro Stock.
Yeah, time is definitely running out here. Greaves still out front. Bolger second, Newberg third, Letourneau fourth. Now look at Van Eperen.
Letourneau again, more contact with Luberg. Then Letourneau goes up on the bicycle.
Owen Van Eperen in the top 5.
And the O-Show catching up to this front pack. And I tell you what, Letourneau's got to be careful. He's driving so aggressively, he could end up just handing that spot to Van Eperen as we have 2 laps to go.
Time is definitely going away here for Holger and Luberg. CJ still running that fast line, holding on about a 1.5, almost, not about a 1 second lead over second place here, John Holger. Here comes Luberg. I don't know if Luberg is faster than Johnny. It looks like he's holding his own, but he just keeps creeping away lap after lap. And like we talked earlier, Shane, you want to put laps together, not just a couple turns. You got to put the laps together to be fast.
I'll tell you what, Brett, talking about Jason Luberg, my eyes are telling me that he's the fastest car on track since that mandatory caution. But he's had to work his way through a lot of traffic in this one.
Calamity Corner really getting all chewed up. White flags out. 1 more lap to go. It's CJ Greaves, John Holger, and Luberg in third. We'll see if John Holger can get to the back bumper of Greaves. I don't know.
Holger is still close enough to put a little pressure on Greaves, but it's the final lap. It's coming down to Hail Mary time here pretty soon, Brett.
Yeah, definitely Hail Mary time, Shane. I don't know. We'll have to check out John Holger. He looks to be very, very quick.
Looking ahead to the gravel pit, they've got that situation cleared. It's going to be wide open racing all the way through the Polaris gravel pit.
Oh, CJ made a little mistake. Holger buttons up about a half a car length. I don't think there's going to be enough time. We'll have to see here. 1 turn to go.
Holger's going to have to really bonsai this final corner. CJ all the way down on the blue wall playing defense.
Yeah, smart run by CJ Greaves. Going to take the checkered flag here this afternoon in Pro Stock.
Excellent run by Johnny Holger in second. Luberg was third, Letourneau fourth, and Owen Van Eperen rounds out the top 5.
Monster Energy number 33, CJ Greaves down another win and putting another piece of hardware on that shelf at home.
CJ's workload for the day just got started though, Brent, because we're going to see him in about 2 races from now. We'll see him in Pro Mod side by.
Thank you so much. Our 3rd place finisher, Jason Luberg. Jason, it appeared that you had the fastest car of that second half. So what were you finding out there?
You know, we learn something every time we're out here. We qualified really bad this morning because of the way it all happened, so I had to start all the way on the outside, so I kind of had to work my way up to these guys. But it was a battle getting there. I mean, it was good racing getting there, and they were having a good battle out front, so all in all, it was a good track, fun day.
Who would you like to thank?
Bikeman Performance, Polaris Razor, AIM Sports Data, Fox Shocks, GBC Tire, Vision Wheel.
This is Jason Luberg, our 3rd place finisher. And in second, John Holger. John, you found traction in the Pro Light in your rookie season here in the Pro Stock side-by-side, your first career podium. How much of a game changer do you think this is going to be now that you have the monkey off your back in this division?
Yeah, definitely. We had a fast car all season. We just couldn't put a race together, so we finally got one together. But I mean, hats off to CJ. Drove a great race, and he helps me with my driving and everything, so I'm fine with getting second behind him.
Strong run. Who would you like to thank?
My parents, my grandma and grandpa, HBI, Race Driven, Renard's Cheese, my whole crew, Jackson, Deegan, Jesse, Buck, Clint, Procar, Kaiser, Maxxis Tire, and anyone else I forgot. Thank you.
Off to Pro Light for this guy. This is John Holger in second. And CJ Greaves, your winner here in Pro Stock side-by-side. CJ, wasting no time finding that first win of the weekend here in Crandon, but from your experience out there, what do you think came into play there that allowed us to have such tight racing amongst the top 3 throughout?
Yeah, the track's been really difficult this year. I think more than any other year. Usually it's graded over and you have a nice kind of a good ran-in line all the time, and it seems like we have a really hard-packed line on the bottom that's really wet and slippery, and then a pretty heavy cushion outside of that. So it really leaves the main line pretty narrow as far as line choice. So it keeps everybody in the right line and running the race. But it was an awesome race. I apologize to Robert. Him and I bumped a couple times. I was trying to stay out of him, and we were sliding across the water on the first lap, and I don't know what ended up happening to him, but apologize for getting into you. And after that, we just knew Johnny and all these guys and Jason, they were going to be coming fast. I saw there was a couple Textrons in there for a little while, and it's going to be a battle right to the end. And the moisture held on just long enough that we could stay out front. So I really just got to thank all my crew and my family, Monster Energy, Yamaha, Maxxis Tires, everyone from VP Fuel helping out, Yamalube, GYTR, Fox Shocks, everyone that supports us, all you fans for coming out here, Champ Off-Road, everyone. We're here in Crandon on Memorial Day or Labor Day with everything that's going on, so that's pretty surprising, and I'm just glad we're here.
Congratulations, CJ Greaves, and your points leader here in your Pro Stock side-by-side. Back to you guys.
Out of turn number 2.
Yeah,
see that number 11 there? That's Troy Shane. Been racing in Super Stock with us for the last few years and decided to make the jump up into Pro Light, so good to see him here as well. This is his debut in Pro Light.
Yeah, a rookie in Pro Light here on championship weekend. You can also see Zach Shimek. He's sitting in there, the 4th spot, so a good hole shot by him. Well, being on this caution, we got to find out what's going on. Haley, what do you have down there for us?
Yes, one of our West Coast competitors making the trip north and east is California native Cole Mamer. He said he could not wait to get back here to Crandon, in part because of the fans here for this Labor Day weekend. But equal to that, he also was able to claim a podium in the World Championship last year. He has been up here in Crandon since early last week, getting both of the trucks ready. That's right, plural. He had a last-minute opportunity to fill in for a driver and hop in a Pro 4 truck for the first time. His first laps he turned in the Pro 4 was just on Thursday in the practice round. They had a mechanical issue, but she should be squared away now. Here in the Pro Light, he is a very passionate driver. He's intense. He is not afraid to go elbows up of that door-to-door racing. I know he's going to be a strong contender here, and he's actually our top qualifier here in Pro Light.
Well, thank you very much, Haley. Pluff is going to restart this race out front. Look at the jump he got on Cole Mamer. He was in between those orange cones, so you can't take nothing away from Pluff.
Yeah, something to think about, Brent. As we see, the track is still really wet. A lot of the guys that aren't familiar with this Midwest dirt and race in drier climates like California, Arizona, and Nevada out that way, they're not used to racing on a wet surface like this. We saw Mamer have some issues early on where he was struggling to get the truck turned in. Could just be that he's not familiar with this track surface.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You really have to pay attention how the track goes away or stays together in some parts as you look back into the finish line turn. Mamer really going wide as well as Pluff. So Pluff making that mistake, takes Mamer.
Mamer able to gather it up and hold on, and he's going to take over this race lead. Meanwhile, Shimek goes to the inside of Holzer, and he's now up into 3rd.
Wow, Zach Shimek with one heck of a run here this afternoon. Here comes Mamer. Mamer and Pluff both made the same kind of mistake. If you're Zach Shimek, it's like, okay, I can't wait to the finish line turn next lap. Let's see who screws up.
They head down that long backstretch into the start line hairpin. You see Mamer really sawing at the wheel quite a bit as you saw Pluff go up on the bicycle. That's going to open the door for Shimek, but Mamer's really doing a lot of work on that steering wheel. It's like I said, it really looks like he hasn't quite figured out the track surface yet.
No, definitely not. He's trying to put down some good laps. And speaking of putting down some good laps, look at Zach Shimek in that number 7.
Yeah, took his first ever podium finish in Pro Light here a year ago at the World Cup races last year.
Wow, Zach has moved up another spot, getting around Pluff. Now his eyes are set on our race leader, Cole Mamer. Man, where is Zach Shimek coming out of, man? He's really putting down some good times as the track is really sloppy. He's from around this area, so he really knows, like we talked about the dirt and the mud. We're used to it. We go mud back in the day, you know how it comes together, the track, and how that, all the material that you have on that truck, you have to set it up for either a dry slick or a really heavy, loomy, slippery surface. And Zach's really put it on point this afternoon.
Yeah, like you said, Brent, just putting together a couple of clean laps here in the early going, making his way around traffic, not forcing the issue anywhere, just letting the other drivers make the mistakes around him, and he's there to capitalize.
Shimmick now pulling away from Clough. There's Mamer, Cole Mamer in that number 35 Falcon Tires ride. Oh man, Shimmick goes a little wide, getting into that cushion, a little too deep. Costing him a little bit of track position time on Cole Mamer. Coming back into Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number 1. Cole Mamer, Zach Shimmick, your top 2. Pluff still running in 3rd.
Yeah, that's a great run for Pluff in that number 25 Midwest CATV truck. Another one of our former UTV competitors. Pluff has moved into the Pro Light Division over the last couple of years here.
Back on board with Zach Shimmick in that number 7, really having a hard time turning that truck. Going through the sloppy mess in the gravel pit. There's Mamer, that's a pit side coming off.
Yeah, you see Mamer again, you saw the wheels lock up. You have to be very careful with that. You don't actually want to lock up your wheels on this course, especially when it's this wet.
Yeah, you want to just give them a little tap so you can get the truck to rotate. You get on the binders too hard, you'll slip right through the turn. As Mamer coming through Argonne Loop once again, rotating it very, very nicely, just dancing in and out of that throttle. Mamer going in the back section one more time, clicking off some more laps here on championship weekend, 51st anniversary.
Brent, you just saw there, behind Cole Mamer, there was nobody. So I think Shimmick may have had some kind of issue because he was nowhere to be seen in that last camera shot.
Yeah, I don't know. You see on our charts in the 3rd spot, oh, Bolger making some contact. He looked like he's trying to get off the track. There's Chad Rayford in the 29.
Back out front, though, as he goes through turn number 2, navigating this wet course. Cole Mamer in control. And yes, Shimmick is gone. It's Plouf that comes around in 2nd as we've got a truck upside down. That's the number 10, Travis Milhausen Jr. That Milhausen auto machine. A tough break for him. Yet to be seen whether we'll have a full course yellow or not. Looks like we're still showing the green flag at the finish line as the number 36 of Kyle Knott, he's going to work on Plouf now.
Yeah, Knott, he's showing a lot of speed here in this first half. Oh man, Plouf gets a little sideways. Got some of that loose dirt. Maybe he has something wrong with the truck. The tire going down on the left rear or the right rear. So definitely a hard truck to drive. There you see Shannon go by. Oh man.
Shannon goes around and Rayford goes around. So that corner definitely slick down there.
Really, really tough track conditions here for Pro Life. Remember, 2-wheel drive, 12 inches of travel in the front, 14 inches of travel in the rear, so they really feel every piece of dirt here in Crandon. As Plouf now, he's starting to run on that back section. Doesn't seem to have that big of an issue other than that right rear.
Yeah, we'll have to take a closer look at that 25 truck. It certainly looked to me as he was coming into Calamity Corner like he had a flat left rear, and there's that upturned truck of Milhausen.
Yeah, you're right, it's the right rear.
The
yeah,
right
you're
rear.
right.
It is going down on Plough's truck, so something to keep an eye on. We're going to go to a full course caution, but tough break for Plouf because he just went past pit lane, so he's going to have to go one lap all the way back around to get into the pits to change that tire.
Yeah, if he knew that caution was coming out, just bad spotting by his crew. I mean, if you'd have seen it earlier, just a tad earlier, he could have went into the pit lane and got that tire changed. Like he said, he's got to go the long way around here to get that tire fixed. And this will come as our competition caution change.
Yeah, so really this might be the last chance for him to get that tire changed. So really bad luck that the caution wasn't, they didn't realize there was a caution coming until it was too late for Plouf to get into the pit lane. But for now, he's still running in 3rd behind Cole Mamer, who looked pretty dominant in those first 3 laps. And then Knott in 2nd. Kyle Knott from El Segundo, California. That Maxima Brembo Ford.
Good look at Cole Mamer. Still trying to get the truck back over, but he's out of it. He looks to be okay. Good news. We'll have to wait and see as they roll that truck back over, but we're going to check in with Haley Shanley. What do you have for us, Haley?
Man, a lot of moisture in this track, and that seems to be the storyline right now as far as the track conditions providing so many obstacles for these drivers. And like we've seen throughout the day, this track not only changes so much from green to checkered, but another factor that is starting to come into play is the blue groove. In other words, the track taking on some of that rubber. That is what we're seeing throughout this course in certain places, and that's going to happen when you have such a bad, fast course. So just another obstacle that these drivers are having to be mindful of here in Pro Light.
You're absolutely
thanks, Haley.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point. She was talking about how wet this track is. Like we were talking about, even our leader, Cole Mamer, is having some issues. Obviously, plenty of speed for him to stretch that lead before the competition caution came out. But there are a couple spots on the track where even Mamer is really struggling.
Yeah, you see it in the finish line turn in the first couple laps. It was really, really wet. Mamer trying to get around the finish line turn and just push wide. Pluff did as well. As you see Pluff trying to maybe get to the pit lane early, but he had to turn back around. There's Chad Rayford sitting there.
Yeah,
Rafe now
Rayford
up to
sitting in fourth.
Yeah, good run by Rafe.
Yeah, it's a veteran, that guy that we've seen around here for a long time racing in Pro Light. Was one of the earliest V8 Pro Light guys that adopted the V8 program, and basically a privateer, races out of the Flying Dutchman shop down there in Appleton with Mike Vandenhoevel. Does a lot of the work on his own truck, basically funds his own program. We take another look at that truck of Millhausen, and you got track safety teams just grabbing all of the loose fiberglass off of that thing.
Yeah, just trying to tear it off, but Millhausen looks to be done for this afternoon. As we go back, look at our top three in this field. Mamer, Knott, Pluff, Rayford, your top four. Then look at Troy Shaden now in the number 11.
Actually, I'm looking at that line of trucks, Brent, and Pluff has pulled out a line, so he is now, I'm guessing, and I do see a cloud of dust as I look out our back window from the booth, so Pluff has pulled in to get that tire changed. Looks like, given that this field is parked for at least the moment, he should have enough time to get back out there on the lead lap.
Yeah, he should have enough time, like you said. The yellow flag's out, he'd get that tire changed and wait for the group to go by. So instead of losing a lap, you're going to be sitting probably in about 5th, 6th spot here in Pro Light. So remember, only a couple laps to go once we go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, and Brent, hearing from race officials, we are getting timed out on this race, so the race is going to be shortened by a couple laps.
Yeah, I figured that would happen. It's just tough break for a lot of these guys that have worked from the back of the pack, but it's going to come down to Cole Mamer, Kyle Knott, and I mean, you see Pluff go in, but maybe Chad Rayford has something for these top two guys.
Yeah, compared to the rest of this field, Rayford, I think, probably has the most laps of anyone here at Crandon, so maybe can put that veteran know-how to good work for himself.
As we wait to get the track cleared once again, we are shortening up this race while we have some time. Remember, the Ultra 4 race is coming up at 8 o'clock tonight from 8 to 9. You'll see them going through a lot of different areas here in the track in the front section. Then we'll go off into the back, into the rocky filled area. And if you're a fan, you want to go watch these races, they'll actually let you cross the track to go back in the back section.
Yeah, you just walk past the starting line. There's an entrance back there to what they call the Ultra Cross course, which is where you can see a humongous steep hill covered in like Volkswagen-sized rocks. And some of these fastest Ultra 4s, it is just unreal how fast they can navigate up that hill.
Yeah, it's so crazy. They have light bars on these cars as well, because we are definitely going to get toward dark here this afternoon. And the obstacles, like you said, are so crazy. The rocks are huge. You and me are going to go back there. We're going to visualize it ourselves. And the speeds they carry on turn number 1 are just like the Pro 2 in Pro 4s. But here we go, Shane. Pro Lights ready to unleash with a couple laps to go. It is Cole Mamer, Kyle Knott, Chad Rayford, your top three.
How about the rookie Troy Shaden running up there in 4th place?
Yeah, Troy Shaden, good debut here in Pro Light. That was a former Kyle Kleiman chassis. We all know that Kyle Kleiman has won multiple championships in that ride, so you know he's sitting behind the good steering wheel. There's Rayford again now trying to reel in Knott, so good run for Rafe.
Yeah, running a limited schedule this year as our trucks enter Calamity Corner. There's the white flag, so 1 lap to go here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway for our Pro Lights.
To talk about Chad Rayford a little bit, as you see him go to that inside on Knott, bonsaiing off that finish line jump. Rayford, he come from a four-wheeler background. He really was a great four-wheeler racer. Now he's back on 4 wheels, but in a Pro Light.
Yeah, he's just like us, Brent. He's been around racing here at Crandon in the Midwest basically his whole life.
Look at him get that run.
Yeah, great run by Rayford. They're going to go side by side.
Watch Rayford. He's going to try to outbrake Knott. He's going to be on the bottom.
In the slide job, and Knott goes up and over.
Yeah, Knott goes up on top of his lid, gets a little tap from Pluff. I don't know if this will bring out another caution. We'll see if we get him back over.
This will be the last lap anyways, Brent, so they'll be racing back to the line, as you see.
Wow, just got in a little too hot and heavy.
I talked about how narrow these Pro Light trucks are, and Knott just got a little bit too aggressive. As we look back out front, Cole Mamer is already up by the skyboxes, extending his lead once again over the rest of this Pro Light field.
Mamer's definitely well out front. Look at Chad Rayford moves into that second spot. He has some clean air now, but he's going to run out of real estate here because a couple turns to go here for Rayford, but 1 turn to go for Cole Mamer, Shane. It looks like he's going to lock that Falcon Tires ride down.
There it is, checkered flag, and Cole Mamer takes the win here on Saturday afternoon. And Chad Rayford will be second. How about this? The rookie, Troy Shaden, crosses the line in 3rd here in Pro Light.
Good run for Mamer. You guys all got an opportunity to see how it is to run behind the wheel of that number 35 machine. He gets the job done. And Chad Rayford, that 29 ride, 29 just sitting on the door. He's an independent driver looking for a ride in 2021.
Driver Chad Rayford, crew chief Chad Rayford, sponsor Chad Rayford.
Yeah, for sure. And look at this, Troy Shaden, he's headed to that podium spot. And here's that another look at that crash. Kyle Knott, like we said, you come in there so fast and you wait to get on those brakes. He just caught a rut, put it up on the bicycle, couldn't save it.
Yeah, and that's really kudos to Chad Rayford because Rayford had such a great run that Knott really had to drive that aggressively. He knew Rayford was there. Knott was doing everything in his power to hold on to that spot. Unfortunately, just...
That's right, Troy Shaden, our 3rd place finisher. Troy, you know, you're rookie to this class, your first time out in Pro Light. Man, you put the pieces together after a challenging run. How did you do it?
I don't know how I did it, to be honest. Yeah. It's the hardest battle that I've ever done. Raced motocross, snowcross professionally, super stocks for 8 years. Just never had a truck, just do what I had to do today. I gotta thank my wife for sticking by my side. Family, my mechanic, Adam, sponsors, electrical service, ATD, Victory Sign, whoever else I forgot along the way. Unbelievable. If somebody had told me this at the beginning of the day, I would have told them to the line. Sorry, I'm just choking up so bad.
A huge sigh of relief for you, I can imagine. Congratulations. This is Troy Shaden, our 3rd place finisher. And in second, Chad Rayford, saddling back up in the number 29. Chad, you had to be so careful not to overdrive this truck out there. How satisfying is this podium finish for a guy like yourself who has to wear so many hats on this team? Man, it paid off big time.
Second at Crandon is pretty big to me. It's not quite a win, but it's huge. This is honestly my first podium at Crandon. So I've been coming here since I was 5 years old, you know, standing watching all the pros. So to be here, standing here doing this, it's a dream come true. It was like a crazy race, muddy race, like just carnage. You know, everyone's fast out here at Cole's an animal, so to be up here in second is satisfying. I'm not totally happy with it. I always want to win, but this is great.
Who would you like to thank?
Kenda Tires, you know, you've seen the track out there, and they hooked up everywhere. It was slick, but when I wanted to go, it went. Flying Dutchman off-road, Van Hubel's just behind me, my whole family here. I'm pitting with my brothers. They're racing. They've been winning all weekend. C. Romanesco Construction came on this weekend. Double J, automatic transmission design. Who else? Bob's Engines, you know, big power out here that we needed at Crandon. My whole crew, they bust butt to get out here. Like, can't thank them enough, and it's just awesome to be out here.
And Chad Rayford, congratulations. We don't get to see him too often this season, but when we do, he has been fast. And your winner, Cole Namer. Cole, you found some of that Crandon magic early on this weekend. You wasted no time doing so. How about that dominating win?
I mean, it was a pretty sketchy track. The finish line corner and the gravel pit was pretty slick right off the start. And I knew we just had to keep our head cool. We had to drive smart, and we had to be there in the end. And that's what we did today. We're really looking forward. We got some good data for tomorrow, and we want to come swimming for that World Cup.
Who would you like to thank for the win?
I can't thank Falcon Tires, Supreme Suspension, Sparco Motive Gear, GM Oil, Vessi, Rod and Supply, my dad, my mom, Eric, Brad, my nutritionist, all the guys that are wrenching on the truck all weekend long and scraping all this mud. I can't thank you guys enough. And Troy, the Pro 4 class is coming next.
Well, he set quick time and followed that up with a pro light win. This is Cole Namer.
Here's part of the Champ Off-Road Series. I'm Shane Stetson, joined by Brent Smith. We've got another good pro race coming up next and already underway here as they're coming down into turn number 1. This is ProMod side-by-side presented by AMSOIL.
Wow, they're not wasting any time, Shane. Look at this, just a host of cars coming in turn 1, and already that 33 ride of CJ Green's out front. Kyle Cheney, he's been all over the country this year. In second, look at CJ just skimming that grass area, trying to get out of this heavy low. Oh man, tough break, Kyle Cheney.
And Cheney already pulling off. He's your defending ProMod side-by-side champion.
And look at Van Eperen. Van Eperen splits those two cars, taking over that spot in the 45 ProMod ride. Look at the water still standing in the middle of the track, so they're all going to try to straddle it here in ProMod in the beginning parts of this race. Going over that little roller jump. Remember, we're staying in front of the crowd here. Keep it really tight.
TJ Greaves, Scotty Lawrence, and Rod Van Eperen, your top 3. And I believe Nathan Wolf in that number 52 Can-Am running in 4th.
Wolf now in 4th. We'll see how everyone racks up behind them. There's Van Eperen again. In that 45 going into the gravel pit. It looks like Scotty Lawrence in the 26 as well, backing it in. CJ Greaves, we just watched him win in the Pro Stock, now in the Pro Mod. I knew it was only a matter of time before he got out front.
Yeah, he's been on a tear here in ProMod side-by-side as well. Came in with a 13-point lead over Kyle Cheney, with Van Eperen at 1 point there behind Cheney. So today with Cheney dropping out right away.
There's Scotty Lawrence in the number 26, getting by Ronnie Van Eperen on that infield section. Van Eperen now going back to work. Just look at the roost here in Crandon, just getting muffled with dirt. Trying to rip off tear-offs as you're going down into the gravel pit. There's Van Eperen. Van Eperen going to the outside, trying to pinch off Lawrence.
Now Lawrence trying to stay way down low. Van Eperen's got that outside run and then toward the Polaris jump. A little bit of contact there, and Lawrence wrestles that second place spot back from Van Eperen.
Oh, look at that. Outside, inside, textbook move by Van Eperen. Takes that spot back. And now his eyes are set on our race leader of CJ Greaves, that are both in Yamahas here this afternoon.
Yamaha's running first and second, then it's Can-Am's running third and fourth, with Lawrence and Wolf running in those spots. Van Eperen will try to reel in CJ Greaves now. They go past the skyboxes.
about a second and a half, Shane, to be exact. Van Epper's behind our race leader. There is Rodney, the big part in these side-by-sides. He actually owns his own business. Power Sports 1 just outside of Appleton, Wisconsin, and he knows how these cars need to work. They got good engine packages. Him and CJ, both in Yamahas, and they look to be very, very fast. Look at Van Epper, and he's creeping in.
Yeah, Van Epper slowly closing that gap on Greaves. 3 laps in the books here, 9 laps to go, so they're giving these Amsoil Pro Mod side-by-sides 12 laps. We see a little bit of smoke there out of CJ Greaves, but I've been told by the Greaves crew that it's not a bug, it's a feature. They know it's going to smoke just a little bit. That's just an inherent part of their setup. So you can see that tiny puff of smoke out of Greaves, but it does not mean there's any kind of problem. It's just a result of the way that they have that car tuned.
Absolutely. We worried about it in the beginning parts of the season. Me and you were both reminiscing, going back and forth. But yeah, definitely not an issue. Every time he lifts off that gas, you throw a little puff of smoke. And into the finish line turn. Look at Van Epper. The 2 Yamahas starting to duke it out. The 45 and the 33. You don't see this much. Normally when CJ gets out front, it's hard to reel him back in.
Yeah, Van Epper really has the special sauce right now as he closed that 1.5 second gap on Van Epper. There's going to be some lap traffic coming into play here shortly as they're almost bumper to bumper. That's your battle for the race lead.
Oh, here comes lap traffic, like you were saying. CJ Greaves going to try to stay down to the inside. But once Van Epper, he might go opposite where CJ goes. Both of them trying to apex that turn. CJ still holding on to that top spot. Van Epper gets by slower traffic as well. So good sportsmanship by lap traffic. They're letting our leaders duke it out throughout this race. Here we go.
Van Epper seems to gain so much ground on corner entries. Now he's going to look, and he's alongside Greaves. They almost touched wheel to wheel there.
They are
now
good.
Another lap car playing a factor here. That's the 23, I believe, of Schwartz.
Wow, look at Van Epper. He tiptoed his way through that turn and actually gained him a couple feet on CJ Greaves. So watch as Van Epper, and he is glued to the back bumper of the 33.
Yeah, I think Hot Rod Van Epper right now has the faster car out of these 2 Yamahas running out front.
Look at Van Epper trying to outdrive CJ Greaves. Look at the 2 different lines. One Van Epper, he's going to try to come back underneath. They should be side by side, and no, CJ pinches him off.
Yeah, CJ just had a little bit better run off the gravel pit. Again, Van Epper maybe trying to set up that outside in. This time he's going to go all the way outside.
Boy, it looked like CJ was looking back and forth to be seen inside of his car. He was like, okay, where's Van Epper? He maybe thought he was going to protect as we go to the halfway point in this race. 6 out of 12 laps are in the book, and this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, how about that? Van Epper on the final corner as they come to the competition caution, puts that move the outside, goes around the outside in Calamity Corner and puts a move on CJ Greaves.
Well, Shane, let's check in with Haley and see what she has to say about this Pro Mod race.
Yeah, actually, after that last Pro Light podium, I wanted to ask Chad Rafer to get the dirt on dirt. What's going on out there as far as the track conditions are concerned? He said that one was so tough because they did not groom after the Pro Stock side-by-side race. To add to that, the water they laid down made things all the more difficult. He said it didn't generate so many lines of racing in Pro Light, which made for narrow corners, which were the trickiest part for our Pro Light trucks. Now, you fans here on site, during that commercial break, you may have noticed they were really grooming hard in those corners. That's to generate more lines of racing, and we are starting to see this track widen out, and it is going to continue to evolve here in the second half of this one.
Thank you very much, Haley. And yeah, this track is going to get interesting, and man, good run again for Chad Rayford. Kudos to him. He works really, really hard. He's not getting any younger, and he's really still putting it out on the box day in and day out, and he's at first career podium here at Crandon. So awesome day for
for as long as he's been racing here. It's almost hard to believe that he didn't find his way up onto the podium before.
Well, here we go, Shane. This is where it's gonna get hot and heavy here in our top 2. Van Epper and Greaves, Lawrence, Wolf, Burns, Carlson, your top 6. Remember, Angie Carlson, this is his first year in Pro Mod.
Right away, Greaves looks down to the inside of Van Epper as they go uphill towards turn 2. You've got that number 8 car, the Air Force car of Elliott Burns, alongside the 52 of Wolf.
Yeah, typical year this year, but hands-on. He's always working on these cars. He actually builds them from the ground up. So that is saying something about some of these drivers. When you know your car, it makes you that much quicker as we see another caution come out.
It looks like there's going to be a restart. I'm thinking the officials didn't like the restart, the first restart of that race. Someone may have been pulled out of line a little bit too early. And we see some trouble for the 77X. It's Chelsea Haugen from Prescott, Arizona. So tough break for her that she made the haul all the way out here. Of course, we've seen her out here in the past few years in mod carts as well for the World Cup weekend here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Well, I had word here earlier this afternoon for Chelsea Hallgren. It's going to be replaced driver Mia Chapman is behind the wheel this afternoon. So Mia, look for her to try to run towards the front this afternoon, and just tough break. But yeah, definitely Mia Chapman in that ride.
So back out front, it is Hot Rod, Van Eperen, CJ Greaves, Scotty Lawrence, Wolf, Burns, Carlson, Anderson, Wazak, and all the rest. Just like our Pro Stock side-by-side class, Brett, just a ton of really fast guys here in Pro Mod side-by-side.
Yeah, this class is so quick. I'm so excited to see this restart. Van Eperen and Greaves don't count out Lawrence, but Van Eperen definitely has a lot of speed here, and I can guarantee you, CJ, he's doing his homework inside that truck. He's trying to figure out, man, how did Van Eperen walk around me like that? But he did get caught. I've seen him inside the cab. He's looking left and right, wondering where Van Eperen is, and boom, he pounced on it and took that lead.
Yeah, like we were saying, Brent, CJ Greaves having such a dominant year here in Pro Mod side-by-side. The fact that he was running out front and then just got passed heads up, we haven't seen that very much this year.
No, and that's what's so cool about this Pro Mod class. You never know who's going to win at any given time. The stance of these cars are so wide. They handle so well here in Crandon. Just a big, fast speedway. Van Eperen, Greaves, your top two. Like I said, then Lawrence, Wolf, Burns, Carlson, Anderson, RJ Anderson, brother Ronnie Anderson in that 752 in the 7 spot, but 12 seconds behind, so they like this caution.
Yeah, let's look at some of those competitors that didn't have a great first half. Now they have another shot at getting around some traffic and working their way back to the front, as we see our pace car has pulled off.
Pace car's off. Here we go. It's Van Eperen and Greaves. Who's going to get a good jump? The 45 can take off at any time and does. CJ didn't lose a lot of ground, though. He took off at the same time.
Yeah, really good timing there on that restart by CJ Greaves. Although CJ pushed out a little bit wide in turn 2, and Van Eperen is going to run away a little bit down the Skybox Hill.
If anyone has anything up their sleeve, it's the 33 Monster Energy ride of CJ. Trying to work back up towards the front, but man, Van Eperen is so fast here.
Yeah, flying at about 120 feet off that Polaris jump.
Clicking off another lap here. If we can stay green, Van Eperen looks really tough to beat. Trying to stay a little bit wide, running about a half a car off that tire, letting it fade out. Going off that roller jump into the barn turn once again.
Yeah, Van Eperen about a 5-car length lead. No doubt about it now, Brett. Van Eperen is the fastest car on this track right now.
Yeah, he really is. He's about a half a second faster than CJ Greaves. This time by. That should be 8 laps out of 12 in the books. Look at the Bruce coming off those front tires, all the wheels just digging in this dirt. We talked about tire combinations. You run an all-terrain or a mud-terrain tire, and we see a lot of different combinations with Hoosier. You know, they're a big part in these programs. And I mean, I run Hoosiers on my sprint cars, and you look at them on these Pro Mod side-by-sides, totally different game.
Yeah, well, whatever that fastest combination was, no doubt right now that Van Eperen, Hot Rod Van Eperen, and number 45 Motorsports 1 Yamaha. He's got it figured out here on Saturday afternoon.
spot. The laps are starting to wind down. Coming towards what will be the checkered flag line here in Crandon. There is Burns now. Elliott Burns making his way up into the top 6. There is Andrew Carlson in that Yokohama Tires Razorback 15.
Yeah, Carlson picked up a win here at Pro-Mod side-by-side a couple weeks ago at Elk River Motor Park, his hometown track. So he'll be another one to watch tomorrow during the Crandon World Cup Pro-Mod side-by-side. We look back out front with our leader, Van Eperen, now about 10 car lengths over Greaves and Lawrence, and that battle still heating up a little bit, Brent, with Carlson in 4th.
Yeah, Carlson, he was really, really fast in Elk River, pulling a win at his hometown track, so definitely has a lot of speed in that number 15.
3 laps to go this time by the finish line.
You're watching the Pro Mod side-by-sides here at Champ Off-Road. Again, I'm Brent Smith, alongside of me, Shane Stensny. And Shane, man, we've covered a lot of races already this afternoon, and they just keep getting better.
Yeah, this one's getting better by the lap too, Brent, because we're about to have a full-fledged battle for second between Scotty Lawrence and CJ Greaves. As they head down the Skybox Hill, about 2.5 laps to go now since they have the Pro-Mod side-by-sides. Greaves got out to that great start, but I'll tell you what, Van Eperen, now our race leader, passed it on the outside of Calamity Corner, and he's pretty much just checked out.
Yeah, he's definitely checked out on this field. 2 laps to go that time by for Van Eperen. This battle for second starting to heat up. CJ Greaves, Scotty Lawrence, and Andrew Carlson now in the 4th spot.
Yeah, Carlson trying to get into that conversation for that battle for second and third. Lawrence inching closer to the back bumper. CJ Greaves now looks to the inside in turn number 2. Not close enough to make a move there, but Greaves has to feel the pressure by now.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure. You wonder if something maybe happened to CJ, losing a little power or something, but right now the Power Sports 1 ride, the owner of Power Sports 1 well out in front, dialed in that number 45 for this afternoon, and he should be coming to the white flag this time by as we watch CJ Greaves. There it is. 1 lap to go for Ronnie Van Eperen.
Carlson now looks to the outside of Scotty Lawrence. Carlson with a strong run here in the second half of this race. They navigate that cutoff turn, a lot of blue groove down there. But out front, Hot Rod Van Eperen running all alone on his way to a win here in Pro-Mod side-by-side. This will be the last chance for Scotty Lawrence to try to put a move on Greaves as they head down into the gravel pit.
Yeah, Greaves got a nice exit coming out of here. You see Andrew Carlson at Yokohama Tire ride, trying to make his way up into the 3rd spot, that final podium position. But I don't think there's going to be enough time. Looks like Van Eperen's going to take the win. Greaves will get 2nd. Lawrence will be 3rd, and just missing the podium by a couple spots is Andrew Carlson. So that is your winner in the number 45 Pro Mod. He had his game set on high this afternoon, and he showed CJ Greaves who was boss.
Yeah, and actually that has some implications as, oh no, we look at the number 15. Carlson never actually made it to the finish line, Brent. He's about 2 corners before the finish line, and he stalled and parked it. So tough break for Carlson. He was running in 4th, but Van Eperen, this win over Greaves does have some points implications as well. Van Eperen came in 3rd in points.
That is absolutely right. An incredible win for Rodney Van Eperen. But few other strong showings here on the podium. Scotty Lawrence, our 3rd place finisher. Scotty, where is it that you felt you were able to really capitalize here in this one?
I'm sorry.
Where is it you felt you could really capitalize here in this one?
These Yamahas were just running so good today. I mean, I got a really fast car, but I just couldn't run them down. But there was a couple spots that I knew I was faster, and I would pull right up inside CJ, maybe give him a wheel, but then he'd take off again. But, my spotter kept telling me, people are closing in. So people were making runs, and the track got really good. But at the end, it was just having a car that made it to the end. and staying consistent and fast. And I mean, I'm happy to be up here. This is my first Crandon podium, so I'm really pumped to be up here. Even if it is third, I'll take it.
Consistency is absolutely what it takes. Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank Can-Am for sure, XPS Lubricants, Rival Motorsports Can-Am. Gary with G-Force suspension got my shocks dialed in great. I mean, these jumps out here were massive, and we were hitting really hard. I've got so many people, HCR suspension, Fox shocks, they help me out. I mean, it takes a lot of people to put a fast car on the track and to hold it together. And I know I'm forgetting people, but I mean, they know that I really appreciate everything they do for me.
From Rival Can-Am, this is Scotty Lawrence. And in second, CJ Greaves, back-to-back podiums here for the side-by-sides. CJ, break down that race for me from start to those final laps there.
Yeah, you know, it was another slippery track. I think it's becoming a little bit of a trend here at Crandon this year, and I can't wait to see what the track looks like after the next Pro 4 race. But this Yamaha got off to a great start, hooked up with Maxxis tires, and then I heard Cheney was out, so that's our points battle right there. I know Rodney's in there too, but Cheney's in second, so I'm like, all right, we can't do anything stupid here in this race. We got a freebie right now, and we got to take advantage of it. So Rodney made a heck of a pass. I was like, I'm just going to protect the inside here and try to get to the caution, and he just went right around the outside. And then after that, I'm like, well, we'll see what we got for a couple laps here, and we just had nothing for him today. So we'll go back, regroup, and hopefully come out swinging tomorrow.
Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank all the guys, all my crew. They work their butts off. We got a lot of side-by-sides over there, and they keep them all on the track. Yamaha, Monster Energy, Maxxis tires, Fox shocks, Luke and all of his crew from Beyond Redline and Dirt Launch Products, they do a great job. Everyone that helps us out, GYTR, Yamalube, these things are running hot. I think all these cars are on the verge of overheating every time, so it's always good to have them on board, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
CJ Greaves, congratulations. A strong second place finish for that guy. And your winner, Rodney Van Eperen. Rodney, you showed the field who is boss. You were so fast on this track, and I know you've been so close to this win all year. So what are you attributing this one to here today?
Yeah, I mean, the Yamahas, that's what it's about. These things are so fast. All we got to do is jump in them and drive them. It's pretty impressive. But, you know, I think we had a little better tire today. The Sedona tire and wheel were really hooked up, and the Vance & Hines exhaust was awesome. Everything was working good, and anytime we can beat CJ Greaves, I don't care how it is, I'll take it. I'm convinced he's one of the best, if not the best off-road driver in the world, so we're going to take it. But what we went through today, my crew, these guys, holy man. It's Chad, Winky, Hutch, my mom, dad, my wife, my kids, they worked all day, and it's tough. I just wanted to give it back to them. And Luke and the guys from Beyond Redline, man, I'm pretty much a permanent fixture over there, so I want to thank them guys, and this one hits home. I like it.
Hard work paying dividends for Rodney Van Eperen. Congratulations on the win. This is your AMSOIL Pro Mod side-by-side. Gonna hand it back up to you guys.
There's Shane starting on the pole. Jarrett Brooks will be from Alpine, California in the 77. Then your hometown favorite, Keegan Kincaid from Argonne, Wisconsin will start in the number 4. Then it's Corey Winter in the Fab Tech ride from Bree, California. Then Ryan Beat will start in the number 51 in the 4th spot. Big E Thomas will be coming into Crandon with his eyes set high in the number 44. Then look at this, Rob McCachran will be starting in the 6th spot from Las Vegas, Nevada. Then Doug Matang will start in the 7th position in the number 81. Kyle Kleiman from Wilson, Michigan will be starting in the 8th spot in the 42. Then the General, Brian Deegan, has came to Crandon to try to show his talents from Temecula, California. Then Ricky Gutierrez from Garden Grove, California. Take us through the rest.
Right next to Gutierrez on that starting line. He is in the 199 from Annapolis, Maryland. It is Travis Pastrana. In the number 25 from Odessa, Texas, it's Cody Gill. The number 23 from Appleton, Wisconsin is Kevin Hanegraaff. From Star, Idaho, the number 31 is Trevor Layton. In the number 43, it's Bob Brand. He's from Franksville, Wisconsin. From Cave Creek, Arizona, the number 47 is Justin Shore. From Union Grove, Wisconsin, number 40 is Scott Vogue. He comes from Lena. He drives the number 2. It's Mark Peterson. In the number 11 from Phoenix, Arizona is John Lennon. And from Adel, Wisconsin, starting 20th, the number 84 is Zachary Kirchner.
Well, the engines are revved up, the green flag's flying. Get on your feet, Crandon. Here we come, the Pro 2s headed towards Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number 1. 700 plus horsepower. Look at Keegan Kincaid.
Into turn 1, it's Jared Brooks, Keegan Kincaid side by side down in front of this capacity crowd here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Keegan Kincaid pulls your whole shot. Jared Brooks goes really, really wide over the cushion. And already Corey Winter making some contact with Brooks as well.
Yeah, Winter up there in the mix. He got a great start. He's got Ryan Beat and Mickey Thomas side by side behind him.
So much talent in one field this afternoon here in Crandon. Remember, it's a 51st anniversary. Everyone wants to win, especially your hometown boy, Keegan Kincaid.
Yeah, grew up about 7 miles from the track here in a little town called Argonne, Wisconsin. Hometown favorite. He got pushed out into the soft stuff, Brent. They're going to go side by side, banging doors with Jared Brooks.
Yeah, there's Trayton Payne coming back into Argonne turn. Here comes Brooks. Brooks now has the lead, so it's a little cleaner view. But if anybody knows how to get around here very quick, it's Keegan Kincaid, so pay attention. That vision wheel number 4 is locked and loaded.
Yeah, this one's a long way from over, Brent, as they head down this back stretch. Kincaid now giving chase to Jared Brooks. You can see Kincaid was just pelting Brooks with mud early on in this one.
Keegan Kincaid now running second. There's Corey Winter in third. Then behind him, it looks like the Billside Shocks ride of Ryan Beat in 4th. So a lot of great talent coming. Where to be found? Where's McCackern? Where's Deegan? Where's Kleiman?
Yeah, Travis Pastrana somewhere back there in the mix as well. So a lot of heavy hitters that'll have to deal with some traffic and move forward as this battle for the lead. Still about 2 truck lengths between Jared Brooks from Alpine, California, and the hometown guy, Keegan Kincaid, in that number 4 Vision Wheels truck.
I have a great opportunity. I get to call the Lucas Oil Off-Road races out west. And Jared Brooks, he's been on a bit of a streak. And man, Keegan Kincaid going sideways, getting into that mud. Maybe something broke or maybe just came in too fast.
Yeah, it looked like he just overdrove the truck a little bit, and it's been wet down there all day. So just a mistake there by Keegan Kincaid, as that's going to let Brooks be all alone out front. You see he's driving so hard, the fiberglass is just flying off the side of that number 77 K&N Filters truck.
Oh, look at this. The first time this year we've seen Kyle Kleiman have issues. That is Kyle Kleiman in that Kenda tire back forward. We'll see him trying to get that tire changed. Not an easy task, though.
Yeah, he's really got to hurry right now if he wants to stay out ahead of Brooks and stay on this lead lap. We'll babysit that situation for you as well, as Brooks is just about to pass the hot pit. Jared Brooks, brand new truck here this weekend. He came out the beginning parts of this season with his old truck in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series out west. Now he brings it to Crandon. That thing is so good. It's comfortable, and it just sits so much lower. I guess it's 4 inches lower, that roll cage in that truck. Yeah, really well-built truck, and it's on display here as you see he finally lost that with his fiberglass. So running a little bit later now with that left-hand bend side. Still, I mean, he's way out front, about 20 car lengths ahead of Ryan Beat, that number 51, but look at this, still look at Matag. Matag is now up in the mix as well. Yeah, he has about 20 car lengths, like you said, but Matag, he really showed a lot of speed as well a couple weekends ago. Brand new truck, they front and back half that number 81, him and his dad, Chad Matag. Very good fabricators, and Doug Matag, he does a very nice job in this Pro 2 truck as well. Well, Matag has worked his way up into this top 3. Brooks beat Matag and Corey Winter. So how about that? 4 drivers from California running 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Boy, it looks like Kincaid, that vision wheel back forward, has all the wheels underneath him still, so maybe he just made a little mistake. We don't see it a lot, but he definitely had to make that mistake, because here comes Winter. He's been on the scene quite a few weekends. Yeah, Corey Winter, in qualifying for round 1 of the Champ Off-Road Series, injured his back. Not a severe injury, but enough that medical professionals told him he had to stay out of the truck for a little while. So he's had Martin Peterson driving all year. Yeah, Martin did a great job. 4th in points. Martin did a really nice job of keeping that truck together, and now Martin's here in his own truck back again. You see racing winner able to drive that truck once again this weekend for the 51st Off-Road World Championships.
There goes Ryan Beat by our camera. Here's Dougie Matag. Up towards the front we go again. Here is Jared Brooks. He's just checked out on the field. Over 5.5-second gap over Doug Matag and Corey Winter. There's your hometown favorite, Keegan Kincaid, running in fifth, so he's definitely waiting for that mandatory competition caution.
Yeah, really unusual to see Keegan make mistakes here at Crandon International. You know he'll be a very motivated driver in the second half of this one. That battle continues on between Kincaid and Winter as they head towards the outround corner.
Keegan Kincaid still trying to work his way up through the field. He came out almost full hole shot. Here on Jared Brooks. Brooks made a little mistake, giving the lead to Keegan. And man, one little mistake made it all happen for Keegan. He's just sitting there back in fifth trying to figure out his way around Corey Winter in that Babdeck ride.
Yeah, Winter, after taking all that time off to let his back heal up, doesn't seem like he's been out of the seat at all as he's in top form right now and holding off Keegan Kincaid. They come down through Forest County Potawatomi turn 1. That's Doug Matag running in third. Good to see Doug Matag coming back out here in the Midwest as well.
Well, here comes Keegan. Keegan needs to get another spot before this mandatory competition caution. Man, he just slide jobs around Corey Winter, giving him more than a love tap.
Yeah, he was leading on Corey Winter pretty hard there. That'll get fourth place back for Keegan Kincaid. Still green flag racing here. They're doing 9 laps. 4 laps down, 5 complete laps to go here in Pro 2.
Keegan Kincaid, that number 4 vision wheels back. Tires on board as well. Really hooked up this afternoon. I guarantee he's trying to wait for that track to dry out. He really loves running the cushion. He's won cup races here in Crandon, so you know he's got the speed. And today's a big points day. We watched Kyle Kleiman go in the pits, and that points battle was really, really close. And not the wish and the hope for Kleiman here to debut at Crandon in that Pro 2 this weekend.
Take a look back out front, coming through turn 1, it's your race leader, Jared Brooks, down in front of the crowd. And into turn 2, it's a full straightaway lead that he has over the 51 of Ryan Beat.
Jared Brooks shedding body panels off, making that truck just a little bit lighter. Wheels are all in contact. He's going to run up high up on the cushion in the gravel pit. And Keenan ride just being flawless here this afternoon. He came into this weekend though with really, really fast qualifying time.
Yeah, and actually had the benefit of starting on the pole position here today, so Brooks might just be the man to beat here in Pro 2 this weekend. As Brent, we have reached our mid-race competition yellow.
Yes, we are at the halfway point. The yellow and the red flag is being displayed right now. Brooks has got your lead. Beat Matag in your top 3, and here we'll take another look. There is Keegan. Yeah, he just came in too fast and just missed the cushion a little bit, got around, got back going, but gave up a lot of spots.
Yeah, like we were saying, a really rare mistake by Kincaid, but you know, you and I both know Keegan pretty well. He's such a calm, measured person that, you know, he's kind of taking a couple deep breaths now. He'll collect his thoughts, get his emotions under control, and then be on the charge here in the second half. Right now, Keegan Kincaid sits 4th. He's behind Matag in 3rd, Beat in 2nd, and Jared Brooks. Pretty dominant there in that first half.
Yeah, we'll see if Keegan can pull something out of his sleeve. Amsoil on board as well. Vision Wheel, a big supporter on that program. Cooper Tires are doing their job, and maybe, hey, this is the wish and hope for him. He can try to reel in Jared Brooks, but first he's got to get through Ryan Beat, and Beat, he's been quick in that brand new truck.
All right, we've got our 3rd member of our team, Haley Shanley, down trackside. Haley, what information do you have for us about this Pro 2 race?
Yes, you guys have been talking about Jarrett Brooks and that brand new truck he is running. He debuted this new truck in Wheatland just a few weeks ago. Before that, on the old truck, he actually swept the weekend in the opening rounds. They had some issues in Wheatland, but since they got here in Crandon, they have completely torn that truck apart, and he said it is feeling great. I asked him about the track itself. You know, he is, of course, our reigning Pro 2 champion in the World Championship last year. He said for some reason, the dirt just feels a little bit thicker this year. Usually, Crandon slicks off, but that dirt feeling a little bit thicker, that can be due to a number of factors. But he is feeling so good. He went out and set quick time in this brand new truck, and he is feeling so confident. Now, his biggest focus today has been up in the stands watching this track evolve throughout the day. He said the confidence is there in the truck, but it's all going to come down to how he is going to be able to maneuver this course. Big confidence coming in here for your race leader, Jarrett Brooks.
Yeah, thank you, Haley. You could tell he's confident. Really made no mistakes there in that first half, and confidence does play a really big role, especially at a track here like Crandon, Brent, where a lot of these places, you know, turn one is blind and wide open, and you have to know, you have to trust that your truck is going to stick to that cushion, especially early in the race when it's wet like we've seen.
Yeah, definitely. You come in that gravel pit, you really have to set up on that cushion. You got to commit. If you don't commit, you try to cross over too early, you get through that blue groove, you could spin out. But here with the track conditions the way they are, that moisture is there, so pay attention. The K&N back ride, Bill Stein's shocks are on board with Jarrett Brooks. Can he hold on to this win? Half the race has gone by. Wait for it. Here we go. There goes Brooks, and it's Pete. Matang, your top three.
A little bit of smoke coming out the back of that number 51 Bill Stein shocks truck with Ryan Pete. He's currently in second. We'll keep an eye on that, but man, Jarrett Brooks got a tremendous restart to this race.
Yeah, Brooks just shot out of a can, and here comes Keegan Kincaid. Kincaid's trying to run down Doug Matang in that 81. Here comes Winter again. Corey Winter, oh, look at it, was off the pace.
Yeah, it was
Ryan Pete.
I saw that puff of smoke, and it must have been some kind of terminal issue for Pete, so his day will be done. That's going to move Matang up into second, Kincaid into third.
Boy, Ryan Pete cannot catch a break this year. Very, very quick, trying to just win some races, and oh man, look at that parking lot.
All kinds of trouble down there.
Pastrana's in the mix.
Gutierrez, Cody Gill as well. And collected the slower truck of Ryan Pete also. Now we're taking a look once again at Keegan Kincaid trying to chase down our front two trucks, Brooks and Matang.
Yeah, we just get a couple cars that get together and it moves everybody up some spots, and look at Brooks. That truck is working so good through those rollers, head back into Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number one.
Yeah, he's running absolutely flat out on the ragged edge right now, and he's in full control of this Pro 2 race.
Look at Kincaid landed on two tires up on the bicycle, trying to reel in Dougie Matang. There's Matang getting a little squirrely. Watch Keegan, the truck seems to be getting better.
Yeah, maybe set up for a dry track. Track might be coming to Keegan Kincaid here in the second half. He's looking to the inside of Matang, trying to get that run down low. Not going to happen there, but it looks to me, my eyes are telling me that Keegan Kincaid is faster than Matang right now.
Yeah, he's definitely faster. Matang's just running that outside cushion, and it's just pulling him through the turns. If Keegan can get around him, he might be able to reel in Jarrett Brooks, but Brooks is just flat out flying. Almost 2.5 second gap between him and Matang.
Yeah, Matang having a really strong run here as well. Someone's got to throw an anchor on Jarrett Brooks. 2+ seconds gapped out over the rest of this field as they come back down into that hairpin by the steel and starting line. Kincaid still slowly reeling in Doug Matang. As our lead pack comes into turn one, it's Brooks, Matang, Kincaid. But keep an eye on that battle for second and third.
Boy, Brooks' truck is just locked and loaded. It's very, very quick here. And we got to look forward to tomorrow's action in those cup races. You got to think, if the track dries out, the Pro 2s have a chance. You're looking at Kincaid, he's won a cup race at one point in his career in a Pro 2. Because we talked about that cup race between the Pro 4-wheel drive and the Pro 2-wheel drive. So definitely something to start thinking about here.
Well, Matang has a lot to think about out right now because his rear view mirror is absolutely full of that number 4 Cooper Tires truck with Keegan Kincaid. As we should have 2 laps to go this time by the finish line.
You look at Doug Matang and Keegan Kincaid still doing work coming to Oregon turn. Keegan just so smooth. We actually got a chance to talk to one of our drone drivers, and he said, I love to follow Keegan Kincaid because he's so smooth. You can see where he's going to go way ahead of time, and that's what makes it so cool. But he's probably got more laps around this track than anyone in this class.
Yeah, a ton of experience dating back to his days in Pro Light. He got into Pro 2 and dabbled in Pro 4 for a little while. As you see him try to hunt down Doug Matang.
There is Jared Brooks at K&N Filters. Bilstein shot right coming close to that K-rail. Going over the front 2 doubles by the barn turn. And look at that dirt already, how it's starting to run up.
Yeah, big holes. You see some blue groove down there in turn number 2 as you head up the hill toward the skyboxes.
Yeah, we talk about blue groove. It's when all that rubber gets put down on the track and it just becomes like an ice rink. If you want to know what it feels like, go drive your car on your local skating rink because pretty much these guys are really throttling it through these turns.
Yeah, that's exactly why you see so many guys just running the cushion because you can definitely get a lot of traction there, but sometimes you try to run inside where it is dry slick and there's no traction down there.
Keegan Kincaid still running third. Looks like Matang is still trying to hunt down our race leader. 1 lap to go that time by 1.7 miles. They have to go to get to that checkered flag, and Brooks, man, he's perfect.
Yeah, but Matang closed the gap a little bit that last time. Gave him just about a second on Jared Brooks. I don't know if Brooks is just taking it a little bit easy trying to save the truck, but that gap definitely getting smaller as we're on the white flag lap here in Pro 2.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be enough time. Matang really has to hold the throttle pedal down here in turn number 1. One more time, Jared Brooks coming in a Forest County Potawatomi turn.
One last time down here in front of the crowd at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway, Jared Brooks on his way to a Pro 2 win. He's got 3 corners to go if he can hold on. Matang still doing all he can to keep up with Brooks.
Jared Brooks coming in the gravel pit one final time, going to stay up on the cushion, and that's what we talked about. You see how far the track went up in his favor. There's another shot of our drone coverage. One more right-hander. Looks like Brooks is going to do it, Shane.
He sure is, Brent. Checkered flag is out. And Jared Brooks from Alpine, California takes the win here in Pro 2. Doug Matang holds on for second, and local favorite Keegan Kincaid will be third.
You see on the back part of our camera, that looks like Mickey Thomas not having a good day. There goes McCaffrey getting by Corey Winter in the end. So McCaffrey, look at McCaffrey, came all the way to 4th. We didn't talk much about him because he was just out of our camera range.
Yeah, good run for Rob Mack. Winter was 5th. Looks like Deegan will be 6th. I believe Layton was a lap down.
Look at Jared Brooks. He's going to be one happy race car driver coming all the way from the West Coast.
We sure are. And first, a word with our 2016 world champion and multi-time brush run winner, Keegan Kincaid, in third. Keegan, you were so smooth in this one, but what else did round 8 demand of you? What else did round 8 demand of you? Of course, you were looking so smooth out there.
Yeah, this track was brutal, and you know, it's just been the weather, I think, and I made a mistake. No excuses. I made a mistake right there, and I had to put my head down. And these guys are fast. Jarrett got by me, and I was just smooth sailing because I knew Kleiman was a lap down. So I knew it had to be a smart points day, and we got to fix a little bit on the truck, but we'll turn around and hopefully be ready for tomorrow.
Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Vision Wheel, Cooper Tire, Amsoil, Bill Stein. I mean, this thing was riding good. We were pushing our trucks to the limit, and it's a Bill Stein 1, 2, 3 up here, so that's cool to see, and we'll be ready for tomorrow.
Keegan Kincaid here third in Pro 2. And in second, Doug Matang. Doug, you stayed so consistent throughout that one, but I want to hear about that late race run you had. You really found some speed there as the paces wound down.
Yeah, no, we kind of wanted to use it. I had a bad qualifying, and I was like, let's throw some changes. We changed some gearing and stuff like that, and the truck got way faster. And we kind of wanted to use today as a little bit of a practice for big money race. You know what I mean? That's what we all come here for, is to throw down in the money race and get that 50 grand. But here we were in third place, and made our way up to second, and had that late charge, and the truck really started coming alive. I need a little bit better start than seventh place, and I think that we could be up there and battling with Jerry. He's wicked fast in that new truck, so congrats to his team and them for working hard. But I think we're there. I mean, we had a fast lap at the end, and the dust was a little rough in turn one. I couldn't get that figured out, but we'll be here tomorrow. I really want that win. And I've raced here many years, and I still haven't gotten a win. A lot of second place finishes, so looking for that win, and let's do it tomorrow.
Who would you like to thank?
Big thanks to P&G coming on this year, strong with the new Pro 2 truck. It was kind of last minute, and they came through for us, helped us out a ton. Lucas Oil Products, Hostile Wheels, Bilstein Shocks were sending it off that Polaris launch zone and just flatlanding the thing, and they were holding up. I was worried, but no worries apparently. So Maxxis Tires, those guys worked their butt off. Chris, thank you guys so much for giving me the best tire out there.
Congratulations, Doug Mateg in second. And our winner, Jarrett Brooks, our California runner, one of many. Jarrett, this truck has felt bad fast for you, but how much did those laps go according to plan based on all the homework you were doing today?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of got a rough start. I mean, not a horrible start, but got back to second and pretty muddy right behind Keegan. So I wanted to charge hard. I knew Keegan was charging hard, and then got around Keegan and pretty much just set sail. We had a huge gap, and while I was just trying to get comfortable, just trying to figure out my lines for later in the race, because I had so much room to work with. And then right after that caution, I knew right when Dougie got behind me, we've been going back and forth, with our Pro 2s, and his truck comes in at the end, and I know that my truck's really good at the first start. So he came down to the end. All I heard was clear by 8. Next lap, I'm pushing, and then I hear clear by 6. I'm like, oh, great, we got 2 more laps. And, it's awesome. Me and Dougie have been teammates a while back, and we know each other's driving style pretty well, so it's cool to start battling again. And we came out here to win at Crandon, and that's what we came here to do, and it was so rad. So huge thanks to, for one, my family getting me out here, K&N, General Tire, Bilstein, Get HID Lights, my girlfriend, Roxanne, and my whole family, man. Just pumped to be racing here, and especially with all these tough times. Thank you to the fans. It's nice to be racing with you guys.
Big congratulations for our reigning Pro 2 world champion. This is Jarrett Brooks here for Pro 2. Back to you guys.
Bryce Menzies, the 99 Monster Energy Toyo Tires ride of Kyle Ledoux, alongside of Kyle Ledoux from Swamico, Wisconsin. CJ Graves, also Monster Energy on board, Maxxis and Toyota. Johnny Greaves will start alongside of his son, the number 22 from Swamico as well. Then you have Adrian Cheney from San Diego, California.
Alongside Cheney from Elk River, Minnesota, number 15 is Andrew Carlson. From Conyers, Georgia, Jimmy Henderson. We've also got Kyle Cheney, RJ Anderson, Jamie Flannery, Cole Faber, Scotty Lawrence, Paul Schleter, and Ross Hook. And here they come into turn 1.
Bryce Menzies, Red Bull on board, gonna pull a hole shot. Here comes Kyle Ledoux behind him, and look at the good start by Andrew Carlson.
Yeah, Menzies and Ledoux the fastest two as they go through turn number 2. Ledoux's already looking to the inside.
Yeah, Ledoux, he's just got to set sail and just trying to figure out a way around Bryce Menzies. Menzies, remember last year, very, very quick. Oh, Menzies goes around.
That's going to handle Eddie Collect Carlson. Both Greaves get collected. Cheney involved as well.
Wow, CJ Greaves is parked next to Menzies. And the rumor around this weekend was Menzies was having some issues with some transmissions, some front diff issues. And man, I don't know if something locked up, but he definitely over-rotated, handed the lead over to Kyle Ledoux. And we're going to take another look at this, Shane.
Yeah, Menzies pitched it really hard. It doesn't look like he overdrove it, but possible that something broke on that truck, because it's really rare to see Menzies make a mistake like that in these Pro 4 trucks.
And sometimes you talk about the front differentials going out, the front wheels were still turning, so definitely no issue with the front wheel drive. WD-40 on board of that 99. Toyo Tires are digging in deep. If we go back towards the middle of the field, there's Adrian, the wild man, Cheney, and number 11.
Yeah, Jenny going to work on that 15 of Carlson, but back out front in front of this crowd here at Crandon. Kyle Leduc comes through turn number 1. It's Kyle Leduc, Johnny Greaves, Andrew Carlson, Adrian Jenny. How about that? Jamie Flannery running in the top 5.
Flannery back. He ran last year for the 50th. He's here for the 51st anniversary. There is Johnny Scooter Graves in the 22. That's his ride. Trying to hunt down the Monster Energy Toyo Tires ride of Kyle.
This is kind of the defining battle of the Champ Off-Road Series. It's Leduc against those 2 Greaves trucks as we're going to go to a full course caution.
Oh, look at the 91 of Kyle Cheney is parked up against the K-rail.
Yeah, tough break for Cheney. He's been, working really hard to get faster in that Can-Am sponsored number 91 Toyota truck, and starting to put together a few good runs, mixing it up with faster and faster guys, each and every time we show up to a new event. So tough break to see him out of this one early.
Yeah, CJ Greaves, you've seen a glimpse of him trying to catch up to the back of the field, but right now it's been all Kyle Leduc. Like I said, Monster Energy, Toyo Tires on board, WD-40 cleaning up that car week in and week out, man. He's going for a points championship here in the Midwest, and he's got some heavy contenders. CJ Greaves, Johnny Greaves, who is right behind him on this restart. Just tough break on Bryce Menzies, though, coming in too hot and heavy into the gravel pit.
Yeah, that's one more truck that would have been mixing it up for this race win here in Pro 4. You talked about Leduc running for a championship. He entered today with a 14-point lead over CJ Greaves, and we saw CJ pass the field, and I believe head back. Actually, he's just down in the gravel pit now, so trying to catch the tail end of this field, and looks like Bryce Menzies may be at the tail end of this field and on the lead lap as well.
Yeah, he went back to the pits. It looks like he ripped off the hood. Maybe something was coming loose, maybe a hood pin or a bolt, so they have to take that hood off so it doesn't come up into his face. There's Kyle Leduc. You see him putting his arm up inside the cap, so that sun could be playing a factor here in the backstretch.
Yeah, we've reached the golden hour, so to speak. Beautiful sunset filtering through the trees here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Oh, look at Adrian Cheney. You look at the right front on that truck. He come to a stop now, but when he was rolling, the wheel looked to be really, really bent. As you look at Andrew Carlson, Elk River, Minnesota is his hometown. We were just at ERX Motor Park, and man, he was so fast in the Pro Mod, especially in the Pro 4, and you see Kyle Leduc out front. That's actually a Kyle Leduc former championship truck that he's piloting.
Yeah, he's definitely another fast guy in this field, but this might be a dramatic conclusion or bulk of this race because we have a lot of really fast guys with a lot of traffic in front of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool to see Jamie Flannery.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Brent, with Cheney, that right front wheel. There is something wrong with that right front corner on Cheney.
Yeah, it definitely has to have a big issue on his driving style. Just looks like the wheel's bent, and that's about all I can say right now. Definitely, it's probably not good on that axle on the right front, as we should be coming back towards the green flag. Remember, you see it all right in front of you. Kyle Leduc, Johnny Greaves, Andrew Carlson, the wild man Adrian Cheney, and Jamie Flannery.
Kyle Leduc is in control of this field. It's up to him to restart this race. And away we go. Started right at that first cone.
Wow, did you see Leduc? He tried to get a jump with Johnny. He was waiting for it, but Johnny really didn't lose a lot of time. And remember, I'm going to search in Instagram, Facebook, and you go on the greens. They put a lot of laps in here.
Yeah, they've been really putting in a lot of hours testing. As you see, Cheney now has gone around in the gravel pit. That's going to move Jamie Flannery up into 4th place.
Yeah, definitely. There is such a fine line through that gravel pit. You can't get in there too heavy like Bryce did. Jenny just proved that you can go around as we go back on board with Kyle Leduc. Leduc trying to put those Toyo tires as deep into the ground as possible. Trying to pull away from Johnny Scooter Greaves. These trucks look to be really, really similar.
Johnny Greaves giving chase down the backstretch.
he turns left there, he kind of like double thought about it. And then he hit the cushion up on that berm, getting a good run, coming back to Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number 1.
Yeah,
it's all Kyle Leduc.
Really wide entrance into turn number 1 and really tight exit. He comes flying down that front straightaway past this huge crowd at the big house. Kyle Leduc, that Monster Energy Toyota Tires truck, in control of this one early on.
Look at Leduc backing it into the gravel pit. That is just his driving style. You want some guys just gradually turn it in. He likes to flick and point the front back in the right direction. As watch coming in the finish line, he's just carrying his speed as well. That drone coverage is so close.
Another lap in the books. We got some trouble out there, as already we're going to red flag this race. Bryce Menzies went up and over and rolled violently after the Polaris launch zone jump. Wow. So we're going to bring this race to a stop. He was trying to race alongside Jamie Flannery.
Boy,
they tangled a little bit, and Menzies paid the price.
It wasn't on our camera, Shane, but from where we're sitting, you can see a glimpse of it getting pointed out to us. And, man, that was a nasty crash. So you see on our camera right now as we come to a red flag, it's Kyle Leduc. Johnny Greaves sitting there patiently waiting to get this race back underway. Leduc, Greaves, Carlson, Anderson. CJ Greaves now moving up into the top 5.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Menzies because he had moved up through traffic as well and was battling for 4th. Yeah, that's the first time we've really heard from Anderson so far today in this Pro 4 race. All right, and hey, good news, Brent. We do see Bryce Menzies out of the truck. He's walking around under his own power.
Well, that's a good sign for Bryce. Such a nasty crash. You've seen the glimpse of Andrew Carlson. His Nerf bar was actually getting torn off of that machine. So that's something we have to watch as well, because if that gets into one of the tires, that could cause a flat real quick. Yeah, right there. Look at that, Shane.
Yeah, not just one of his tires, but one of his competitors' tires. If anybody runs that over, that could definitely cut a tire down. We are still under red flag conditions. Everyone parked where they were on the racetrack. There you see Bryce Menzies out getting talking to there from one of our official track crew, making sure he's all right. Trying to make sense of what just happened to him there.
Yeah, he's explaining the incident to one of our officials, and man, that is a high-speed jump there underneath the Polaris Razor banner, and we've seen speeds well over 90+ miles an hour when you launch, plus they're going 200 feet off of there.
Yeah, really high-stakes section, and absolutely not where you want to see someone get involved in an incident like that. Now it'll just take a moment here to clear the track of Bryce Menzies' truck, which obviously is still sitting in a heap of sorts in the middle of the racetrack down after that Polaris launch zone jump.
Yeah, you really wonder how bad that truck is as we look on our camera right now. AMSOIL, a big part of our series this year, and Shane, a lot of information we can talk. You got to go support the sponsors that support us throughout 2020.
Yeah, AMSOIL is a company of gearheads, riders, racers, and mechanics, and they know, exactly the kind of abuse that modern engines take, especially on trucks like out here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway. And they use that knowledge to craft synthetic lubricants that maximize engine life and performance. Visit the AMSOIL booth or AMSOIL.com for more information. As now we are back to rolling here. So back to a yellow flag condition.
Yeah, so we'll get rolling once again. There's Kyle Leduc still out front. Remember, Bryce Menzies over-rotated in the gravel pit, handing the lead over to Kyle, but Kyle was running his pace there right away, so it would have been interesting to see what all would have went down, but don't take nothing away. You got Johnny Greaves right on the back door. This is going to be some kind of showdown here. Not even to the halfway point.
Yeah, Johnny Greaves, two-time Crandon Cup shootout race winner, so he understands how to win here in high-stakes races. Right now, though, he's staring squarely at that number 99 number plate on the back bumper of Kyle LeDuc.
Oh, you see Jamie Flannery in the back of our screen. It looked like he had a left rear tire going down, so maybe he's going to try to get in the pits. It just stinks on this red flag. He didn't get an opportunity to go in there earlier. If we would have been on a yellow, he could have maybe snuck in and snuck out.
Yeah, you make a very good point there, Brent. That's one of the distinctions between a red flag and a yellow flag. Red flag basically means you stop everything that's related to the race, to the competition. Stop it completely. So wherever you are on track, you come to a stop. You're not allowed to enter the hot pit, not allowed to work on a truck while you're under a red flag. We're looking at the wild man, Adrian Cheney. He looks to be out of this one as well.
Yeah, I don't know. We watched that front right wheel dance around a little bit. We thought maybe it was just the wheel chain, but maybe something broke off of that tie rod or something in the front diff. He's parked. He's out of this big race shootout.
You see 96, that's Cole Mamer driving that truck. This is his first time ever racing in Pro 4, driving that Falcon Tires number 96 Pro 4.
Yeah, if you don't remember, earlier today, Cole Mamer, he picked up the Pro Light win. So very, very quick. Hey, if you're a truck owner, why wouldn't you want Cole Mamer in your Pro 4? Man, that truck does not look good. Look at the rear end all locked up. You can see it chattering. So the whole rear end, the housing probably broke from underneath that truck. Tough break for Bryce, especially on championship weekend, Shane. And who knows? Look, these guys, these pit crews, they can do just about anything.
Yeah, you really hope that it's not, a bent chassis or something that's not fixable here at the track, because obviously Bryce Menzies is coming all the way from Las Vegas. We're so happy to have him here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway and racing with Champ Off-Road Series. Certainly he would have factored into those cup races tomorrow as well, so hopefully they can get that put back together.
Yeah, definitely. I hope we can see him come back out. But right now, we're going to check in with Haley Shanley. What do you have, Haley?
Man, such a tough break for one of our former world champions, Bryce Menzies. This is, of course, a points race, round 8 here for championship off-road, but this is also doubling as a test and tune-up session for the big world championship day tomorrow. But that said, no one is going to be taking it easy. Speaking of world champions, we have 6 in this class. CJ Greaves, one of only 2 drivers to have 3 world championships, and currently the only driver to have done so in a Pro 2 and a Pro 4. Other world champions include Johnny Greaves. We also have Bryce Menzies, like I had mentioned, Kyle LeDuc, your 2019 winner RJ Anderson. With the exception of Kyle LeDuc in the Greaves, these West Coast runners that are coming in, this is actually the first time they have been able to run a Pro 4 since last year's event. But like I said, such a tough break for Bryce Menzies, but he is a guy that certainly knows how to throw down some of the fastest laps here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Thank you very much, Haley. And yeah, this track is so amazing. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the Pro 4 race. A lot of guys out, but still we have a lot of great talent still in our picture as Richie Kulof's going to get everyone back underway here. That is Kyle LeDuc out front, Johnny Greaves in second, Andrew Carlson in third, and then we talked about it, the 96, Cole Mamer.
Yeah, Mamer all the way up in 4th, so I guess just by surviving the opening laps of that race, he's able to run up in 4th. Didn't get a chance to look at who was running in 5th, and right behind Mamer, it's RJ Anderson, last year's World Cup winner. Then it's Lawrence, CJ Greaves, Paul Schlieder, and Holshot Ross Hook.
Well, here we go, Shane. Who's going to take the big win in Pro 4 on championship weekend? Pay attention, Kyle LeDuc can take off at any time, and look at Johnny. He's kind of staying back a little bit. He's trying to get a run on him.
Well, looks like a pretty easy jump by both LeDuc and Greaves as they head from turn 2 and down toward the skyboxes.
All 4 wheels are digging here in these Pro 4s. 800 and 900 plus horsepower as they back it in.
Johnny waited longer than LeDuc, but also pitched it way harder. I'm not sure that it did him any good, as Carlson has all kinds of fiberglass falling off the top of that truck.
Man, Carlson, he's making that truck a little lighter. Look at Greaves. One of the bend sides are starting to come off, as Carlson really showing a lot of speed this afternoon. Look at that Nerf bar just holding on.
All of our top 5 trucks right now missing body panels. truck's falling off as we bang and bump through these corners. Carlson pitching it hard into the Argonne corner.
Boy, Johnny Greaves doesn't look to be losing any kind of contact with Kyle and Duke. They're about 5-6 car lengths away. And look at Kyle, who's starting to try to back that truck in. Both of them pushing through that turn.
A lot of speed even through the tight section of this course. As you said it, Brent, Johnny Greaves catching up now a little bit to Kyle Leduc.
Yeah, Leduc, he pushed back by the starting line, so it costed him a couple feet on Johnny.
Back through turn one, about 100 miles an hour for our fastest two trucks, Kyle Leduc, Johnny Greaves.
Actually, in practice, Shane, we've seen speeds of 115, 116 miles an hour in turn number one. We've been coming here a long time. I don't think we've seen those speeds.
Yeah, never that high of a speed. And again, a tip of the hat to this Crandon track crew for building an absolutely flawless, pristine racing surface here for these Pro 4s. And again, Kyle Leduc just running on the ragged edge right now.
Yeah, you can hear that engine bogging down as he throws it in, just trying to get as much grip as possible. Just finessing that throttle. I'm watching the right rear. It looks to be a little bit soft. Nothing going on there, though. As Kyle we talk about flow. And if you watch Kyle Leduc, you watch CJ Greaves, you watch Johnny Greaves, they've been around this track for a long, long time. And they really just flow so nicely. You watch it just rotate it left, rotate it right. And look at slower traffic right there for Kyle Leduc, but he should have enough gap there to clear our lap traffic. Oh, Maynard goes around.
Yeah, he has just gotten passed by CJ Greaves in that number 33 Monster Energy Toyota.
Here's a good look at Ross Hook coming back here.
There is CJ Greaves as that lap truck pulls over to the side. Very sportsmanlike there. Back out front, still Kyle Leduc. Then it's Johnny Greaves, Carlson, RJ Anderson, and CJ Greaves up into the top five.
Kyle Leduc backing it into the gravel pit. There's RJ Anderson at South Point Casino's number 37 ride, trying to work his way up into the top three. There's the 15 of Andrew Carlson. Just launching off that Polaris launch zone track. You'll see it on the bottom, Shane. Look at all that dirt just starting to go to the top. Blue Group, these Pro 4s, they love it.
Yeah, really using up this track surface. You know, they do a great job of prepping it for each of these races all afternoon here at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway, but nothing chews up the track quite like the full field of Pro 4s.
And you see this fiberglass, it just keeps coming apart on all these Pro 4 trucks. I mean, if you're a kid out there, make sure you go grab a piece of this fender or the hood. Go have your favorite driver go inside it. Obviously, after this showdown is done.
RJ Anderson still trying to reel in Andrew Carlson as they come back into Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number one. Of 5 truck lengths now separate Carlson and Anderson.
Remember, we'll be coming to the mandatory competition caution in a couple laps. Kyle Leduc still with about a 10-12 truck length gap over Johnny Greaves. Here is Kyle Leduc. We're going on board again. Gonna launch off that flyaway after he backs it into the finish line turn.
Kyle Leduc getting pretty close to that jump record. Now look at this. CJ Greaves has buttoned up to the back bumper of RJ Anderson. We have a battle for fourth going on.
Yeah, CJ Greaves, he had a little issue in the first couple laps. Now he's got some clean air. He can get around RJ Anderson. And remember, that competition caution chain is going to really mix things up.
Yeah, but you know CJ Greaves wants that spot around Anderson before we get to that point so he can go to work on Carlson.
Yeah, watching CJ, he knows where every rock is located here at Crandon. RJ Anderson from Riverside, California, making a long tow. As here comes Carlson, Anderson, here comes CJ Greaves.
Greaves run way down to the inside. It's going to be a drag race. Side by side over the first roller. Anderson stuck now on the inside. They're both going to get around Carlson as he's off the pace. Here comes CJ Greaves all the way up into third.
Yeah, Carlson definitely off the pace. We might have a Greaves-Leduc showdown here in the second half.
That's the battle all these people paid the money to see here at Crandon International. It's Leduc versus the Greaves. That's what we've got running first, second, and third. It's Kyle Leduc way out front. Johnny Scooter Greaves in second, and that man right there, the 33 of CJ
looking in the turn like Leduc and making it work very, very nicely. There is Johnny Greaves trying to reel in Kyle Leduc going through Argonne turn. Taking that cushion very nicely. Wants to get a tight exit here. Wants to rotate it hard left.
And there's that flowiness that you're talking about. Just kind of dancing the truck back and forth, swinging the back end out to the left, to the right as you pitch into that left-hand Argonne corner.
Here is CJ Greaves. He's got the red plate. We've been saying it all day long. When you have the red sign on your car, that means you're a past champion. You won the Pro 4 Championship in 2019. A little tougher this year now that a lot more points have showed up.
Yeah, Kyle Leduc in control of the points chase right now for Pro 4. CJ, Johnny, and Carlson still in striking distance, but Kyle Leduc leading this race. Yeah, in round number 7 of the Champ Off-Road Series. We're going to take a look back out front now. Kyle Leduc still just running on that edge of control.
100-plus wins in the career for Kyle Leduc. Bonzine off that jump, sitting the back end down first, rotating in. Will be coming to the competition caution here this time by, so it's going to be a Leduc Green showdown here. Toyo Tire Shade, man, they're really hooked up here at Crandon.
Yeah, he's got the perfect setup right now, at least for the track conditions as they were in that first half, but we know CJ Greaves, and he's got to be frustrated with how the first half of that race went. We're going to take a look back at some of the moves CJ was making to get to where he was.
Yeah, he played it so smart. He watched Carlson kind of get out wide, and he just tiptoed his way through the bottom by the trees.
Yeah, I think Carlson had some kind of hiccup here too, because you see him move over and then was a little bit off the pace for a moment. Not quite sure what happened to Carlson there, but
yeah,
Greaves able to get a 2-for-1 deal on that pass.
Yeah, Shane Carlson might have thought he had a problem there coming out of the starting line turn, and he just was being a good sport, pulling off. You know you don't want to cause any other havoc in this race. As there is Kyle Leduc following our pace truck here this afternoon. American flag flying as well as Champ Off-Road. And if you want to see a good finish, sit tight because it is about to happen here for the 51st anniversary.
All right, we are going to check in very quickly with our trackside reporter, Haley Shanley. What do you have for us?
Our flagship battle of the season has come down to Kyle Leduc and CJ Greaves. Of course, Kyle leading the pace in this one. CJ on his way forward. Between them is his dad, Johnny Greaves. And don't expect Johnny to do CJ any favors here. We've seen Johnny and CJ duke it out many times over the years. And though this is coming down to a points battle between Kyle and CJ, that Johnny and CJ are still going to race each other hard and clean. So you can expect that. Some tough luck we saw for Andrew Carlson there towards the end of this first half. Bad luck continues for him. In the last round, round 6 at ERX Motor Park, he was leading the pace, had a very comfortable commanding lead before. He had issues with a rear tire gone flat, wrapped around the axle. So just continued tough luck for Andrew Carlson. Looks like we're about to go back racing.
Thank you very much, Haley Wheatlar. Here we go. It is Kyle Leduc, Johnny Greaves, CJ Greaves, your top 3. Then it's RJ Anderson.
And this is it, Brendan. This is it for you fans at Crandon. This is the battle that you bought your tickets to come watch these 3 guys battle it out.
Yeah, watch this. Johnny Greaves going to try to go sneak underneath Kyle Leduc. Trying to do a slide job. Look at that. They're in unison.
Big time slide job by Johnny Greaves. Puts a fender on him, and Johnny Greaves takes over the Pro 4 race lead.
What a slide job by Johnny Greaves. He's been trying to set that up for a couple laps. Pay attention, it is going to get interesting. So maybe the tires for Greaves have really came in here.
Big time power move by Johnny Greaves to steal this lead away from Kyle Leduc. This one's a long way from over. He's still got Anderson running in fourth and CJ Greaves running in fifth. Kyle Leduc trying the same move, a slide job up the inside of the Argonne corner, but Johnny Greaves slams the door.
Yeah, Kyle Leduc, he's trying it all here in this second half. Giving up to a lead to the very quick Johnny Greaves. It's not over yet. Johnny really putting down some good turns.
We knew when Kyle Leduc announced he was coming out to race Champ Off-Road, we would see the best that he can offer and the best that Johnny Greaves and CJ Greaves have. Here they come into turn one. And Greaves, wild rollover,
Johnny
up and over.
Nasty crash for Johnny Greaves. Oh my gosh. Up and over turn one. He caught a rut.
Reminiscent of his crash here in 2006. That was a long time ago, but looked almost identical. Caught an edge and went over. And
the red flag is being displayed, and you're right. We were watching videos coming into this weekend, Shane, and not good for Johnny Greaves. Very, very high speeds, well over 100 miles an hour.
We actually are going to send it down now to Haley Shanley, who's trackside. She does have some good news for us about Johnny Greaves after that horrific rollover.
Good news indeed, but just a situation no one wants to ever have to report on, but we are so glad to see Johnny Greaves out of that truck. He stayed alert, stayed communicating with professionals over there at the scene of the crash. They took him over to the ambulance just to give him a good, solid look over, make sure everything is kosher there, but Johnny Greaves, he is alert, is communicating. A big round of applause for not only him, but this world-class safety crew on track here for getting him out of the truck safely. That was the reason for the delay, is just to make sure they're getting him out safely of that truck.
Thank you very much, Haley. And now we look at Kyle LeDuc, the 99 Toyota tires. Back forward, gonna get another shot at this. I mean, Johnny, he was out front, looked like he was gapping Kyle by a little bit, so tough break by him, but I can guarantee you, CJ, he's gonna get locked and loaded again and try to give Kyle some kind of challenge here in the end.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about CJ when we were on that break. He's got to get back in this truck and then try to compete for a win here in Pro 4. Obviously, emotions running high right now, I'm sure, for CJ and the whole crew, CJ Spotter and Devin and the whole rest of the crew. So definitely good to see that Johnny was alert. He's a tough old dog. He's been around this sport a long time. And
yeah, he's definitely been around a long time, Shane. And
that's one of the wildest ones I've seen here at Crandon in quite a while.
yeah, I remember being in the center of the track years back, watching him in the Forest County Potawatomi truck. And he went over, the whole rear end ripped out of that machine. He was sitting right where Parsons Pond used to be. So never a good day when you mangle that truck up that bad. These trucks are very, very safe. If Johnny can walk away, hey, they did their job back in the fab shop.
Absolutely, and those are trucks they built themselves. So, you know, safety is number one here in Champ Off-Road, but just like Haley reported, Johnny was alert the whole time and just getting checked out. And yeah, and he was talking to CJ. They were having some conversations, and so now CJ has to catch his breath because he inherits second place, and now he's got to try to run down Kyle LeDuc.
Yeah, he's down on the infield. He wanted to make sure his father was okay. There's some of our track crew and officials giving them the heads up, seeing if he can maybe cut the course, get back over by Kyle LeDuc.
And Brent, I'm getting word from race control now that this race is going to be finished on the short course layout because of the lighting. Yeah, it's getting a little bit too dark to run in the back where we don't have permanent lights set up.
Well, that's going to change some things up as well. It gets really, really tight in front of the crowd. There's number 15, Yokohama Tires, ride of Andrew Carlson, hometown Elk River, Minnesota. As here comes CJ Greaves. He's going to turn around right on the track and go get in line and see if he has anything for Kyle LeDuc. Remember, don't go anywhere at 8 o'clock. The Ultra 4x4 races will be going down. And if you haven't seen Ultra 4 racing, it is so cool. The lights will be on. They'll be going in the back 40 here in Crandon, going over rocks, going over some nasty terrain, and yet throwing down some fast lap times.
Yeah, basically, imagine if like a rock crawler, a Pro 4, and a trophy truck, you could like combine them into one vehicle. That's pretty much what these Ultra 4 trucks are. They run on 40-inch tires. They have a ton of suspension, four-wheel drive, enormous horsepower. They can handle literally any kind of terrain you throw at them, including if you go back to the back section behind the short course starting line, you can watch from the Ultracross track and see them climb up this rock-covered hill with rocks, I mean, the size of ATVs and Volkswagens. And some of the fastest ones, they'll get up that in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, that is so crazy, and they top out at speeds well over 100 miles an hour. And like you said, that terrain is nasty, so stick around from 8 to 9 o'clock. It's going to be an hour long, the Ultra 4x4 race, and we're back under yellow flag conditions now that you see Kyle LeDuc rolling around, getting ready for this restart. We will be sticking on that short track right in front of you, so they will not be going back by the starting line here in Crandon. We're going to finish this one right in front of you.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let all these drivers just take a cruise around this short version. We call it the super short track here in Crandon. They cut back onto the front straight, so obviously I don't believe Pro 4 has ever run this short track configuration. So
no, I know you're right. They never ran it, so it's going to be tricky. Nobody's done it, so everybody's in the same boat. As you look at Scotty Lawrence pulled off to the left of your screen, Kyle LeDuc, that Monster Energy Toyo Tire WD-40 back 99, wants to win here in Crandon, coming all the way from Alabama. He used to live out in California. He made a choice to go closer to some of his wife's family, make that their home. He's got a lot of land out there. He works all by himself in the shop like Trad. His crew chief brings the truck back every time to California. In between a couple of these rounds, they stay in Wisconsin. But a lot of hard work and determination goes into that ride.
yeah, and when we talked to him this at the start of this year back in ERX for rounds 1 and 2 of the Champ Off-Road Series, we were really excited to have him here. And you can tell Kyle is extremely excited about bringing that program back here to the Midwest. And the guy just lives, eats, and breathes Pro 4 racing. He's so passionate, and he wanted to come here and race against the best Pro 4 drivers in the world, just like that guy right there, the 33 is CJ Greaves.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys might look at it like they're out for blood in the water, but these guys want to win. They're paid to win. CJ Greaves, Kyle LeDuc, they're running the same sponsorship programs, but yet they're paid to win. So I don't care if it's your brother out there. You got to try to beat that other guy. That's what you're paid to do. And boy, it's going to be some kind of race here in this second half as we stay in the infield section. There's RJ Anderson. RJ Anderson is filing in, getting behind Richie Kuloff. We're going to try to get this re-racked, restacked. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, Ultra 4 racing coming up next. An hour-long race. Don't even go start your car. It's going to be very, very interesting under the lights. Well, we're being told here from track officials we are going to go green, white, checkered here, so keep an eye on your top 3 drivers. Time is definitely running out.
Yeah, and we are going to finish this race out on the full circuit, so I just confirmed that again. We're running all the way around the track. Looks like they considered shortening to the super short layout just for visibility, but sounds like these guys want to put on the show that they are here to put on and race on this full circuit.
Yeah, you can look on our cameras. You're sitting at home on your couch. You can see that it still looks bright out, but in person here, it's very, very dark as you go back through Oregon Turn by the start-finish line there. Very, very crazy race about to happen.
Also, Brent, another note from race control. Down in front here where Chris Stetsny restarts the race, he's going to show a green and a white flag. When they get to the finish line, they'll see a white flag at the finish line, and it'll be 1 lap to go. So this is a 1-lap shootout here in Pro 4.
Well, here we go, Crandon. Get on your feet. This is going to be one heck of a second part of this race. Green, white, checkered. Pay attention. The right of your screen, the flag man will be waiting for Kyle LeDuc to take off at any given time in between these 2 orange cones.
Back to green flag racing. About a lap and a half to go here at Pro 4 at Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Look at CJ Greaves. He's already trying to go up on the berm, trying to square that truck away. We'll see how they go into the gravel pit. Kyle likes to back it in early. Look at that. Committed.
Greaves going way to the high side. Looks like Leduc pushed out a little bit wide. He's going to stretch the lead, though, over CJ Greaves to about 6 truck lengths as they come into Calamity Corner.
Boy, Kyle Leduc, he put weights on that truck. He's going to fly off that Polaris jump, and there's a white flag. The Monster Energy back Toyo Tires ride still out front, but it's not over yet. 1.1 seconds to be exact.
And Carlson still working. He doesn't have much of his body left at all, but Carlson going to work on RJ Anderson, pitching it down to the inside. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the Yokohama tires trying to dig in that number 15. We're going back towards the starting line. There is Leduc on the bottom side of your screen. Here's Graves, RJ Anderson, and man, there's an excess fuel we love to see out of Carlson.
One last time they come down the steel and land rush start. And one final time coming through turn number 1, Kyle Leduc, CJ Greaves. This is your battle for the lead in Pro 4. CJ's gonna have to throw a Hail Mary here in these final corners.
Kyle Leduc trying to get that truck to bite. Look at the movers on the bottom. We haven't ran as many laps, but watch as he comes to the gravel pit. Watch how committed he is. He backs it in, gets that car to rotate. There's CJ Greaves as well, man. One turn to go. Can Kyle Leduc put another win in the win column, flying off that Polaris Razor jump one final time, Shane?
Into the finish line corner, there's the checkered flag, and Kyle Leduc is your race winner here in Pro 4. CJ Greaves will rally for a second place finish. Then it's Anderson, Mamer, and Carlson.
Good run for Kyle Leduc. Johnny Greaves, when he went out, he was in the lead, but Kyle, man, that truck got better and better as the race went on, so a lot of sitting time, and that's hard to try to put in your mind. You know, you're sitting there. I mean, if you're CJ Greaves, kudos to him to get back in his truck after your father takes such a nasty crash.
Yeah, absolutely. And you actually kind of stole the words out of my mouth there. Just the resilience of CJ Greaves to come back and to battle with Kyle Leduc on that final lap after that restart like he did. It's just absolutely incredible. And again, just to reiterate, Johnny Greaves was alert the whole time after his crash. Seems to be more or less all right. How about that? Our drone pilot, Alex Vanover, he was talking about it all season with us, that he wanted to land that drone on the roof of that number 99.
Yeah, he did it. He put it right up on top of Kyle Leduc's roof. Such a cool shot. Kudos to him. Great job all weekend long so far. That's not an easy job. He's a professional.
Yeah, he's the reigning world champion, first-person view drone flying champion. It's just an incredible kid, comes up from Texas, gives us all this great content here for Champ Off-Road. Someone else giving us a lot of great content this year in Pro 4 is that man right there, Kyle Leduc. Picks up another win. I believe this is number 103 for his career.
Yeah, 103 career victories. I was able to call his 101 victories and his 100th victory. Unbelievable, the feat. I remember being here for his first race win in Pro Light in the Skyjacker Ford, so he's come a long, long way. As you see, Greaves looking over to Kyle, congratulating him, and he's all smiles, trying to unbuckle his helmet, get the radio wire on attached.
And I don't want to put words in Kyle's mouth, Brent, but you have to think that he was kind of bummed to see Johnny Greaves crash out of this race too, because like we were saying, he came to the Midwest to race against Johnny and CJ Greaves and Andrew Carlson, the best Pro 4 drivers in the world.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to get it easy from him. He wants to earn every inch of every victory.
Yeah, definitely, and he wants to be with the best, and right now he is today, and it's just tough break by Johnny, but tomorrow's a new day. This Cup is going to be unbelievable, especially watching these crazy maniac Pro 4 drivers come from the back and try to pass every Pro 2 driver.
Fists in the air for Kyle Leduc.
Such a great feeling standing up on top of his truck, putting another W down. There's his son Reed, and I have a feeling we're going to see him come up through the ranks as well.
So you're saying there's going to be a third generation Leduc out here racing at Crandon?
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Such a cool shot on our drone coverage. There's his daughter Addie. It's a big family sport in the Leduc camp and all around here in Crandon. Go back, don't go home yet. We got another race yet to come. Go get your body panels. There's a lot of fiberglass out there.
Yeah, you talked about that one more race still on our schedule here for us. Ultra 4 is still coming up, but when we come back, we're going to meet our top 3 finishers from an absolutely bananas Pro 4 race. Stick around. This is the Champ Off-Road Series from Crandon, Wisconsin.
They most certainly did. RJ Anderson, our 3rd place finisher. RJ, you said in the past this place has been nothing but tough luck for you, but no more. Last year, of course, our world champion, and it's a bit of history repeating. Another podium for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. 4 podiums in a row for us here in the Pro 4 at the Big House. I haven't raced Pro 4 all year, so we don't have it out on the West Coast. I came to try to back up the cup from last year, and was a little off in practice, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take this race and use it as practice for the rest of the weekend. So waited back off the start, came in turn 1 and dead last, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to kind of see how the cards play out here and start learning my truck, get my shift points down. We made some changes to the truck, and my plan was just to drive around and use it as practice, and holy cow, that was gnarly. People were losing their minds out there. I was right behind every single crash that happened, basically, so that was insane. I'm glad to see Johnny's okay. That was a nasty one to watch from back there, and Bryce as well. I was right almost in that with Jamie and Bryce. So, man, I'm just pumped. My guys gave me an awesome truck. BF Goodrich tires were hooked up. Thank you to South Point. Man, now we have a good starting spot for tomorrow. I couldn't be more stoked.
One incredible practice run. Congratulations, RJ Anderson taking bronze. CJ Greaves comes across in 2nd here today for round 8. CJ, you were clicking off the positions there. Please tell me about how just much this track changed throughout. Of course, the sun goes down, wind dies down. How much of a change was that for you to adapt to in the dirt?
To be honest, I mean, the race was what it was. I think there was more important things going on in that race to worry about. So I'm just going to come up here and thank my crew and thank them safety people out there. They did the best they could and did what he needed to keep him safe and get him out of that vehicle. So hats off to all them guys. They worked great with him and even with me being out of my truck and helping. So hats off to them and all of Crandon. All of our crew, I'm sure they're going to have a long night. So hopefully we can be back here tomorrow. Monster Energy, Toyota, Maxxis Tires, Vision Wheel, Fox Shocks, VP Fuel. We'll be back tomorrow.
Congratulations, CJ Greaves, and once again, very glad to see Johnny Greaves out of that truck and doing all right. And your winner, Kyle LeDuc. Kyle, this truck started out so fast, and it seemed like it got even faster lap after lap.
That was good. I mean, it was a great truck. Always there was room for more. You know, those guys were close, and Bryce whole shot at me, and you know, he had a little gap. We went to a gravel pit, and I took advantage of that, and I got in up front early. And up front of Crandon is so awesome. So clicking off laps, I could hear carnage behind me. He crashed, you know, a bunch of carnage. And if you guys could understand what goes on in our heads and our crew's heads during this whole race, it's literally insane, especially that. Hats off to the crew of the track for getting Johnny out safe. That was probably one of the gnarliest things, yeah, for sure. To see something like that out your windshield is super scary. And then the next lap, they're like, okay, everybody go and do it again, wide open. So super sketchy what we go through. I appreciate all of you. No mask, we're watching Crandon. That's what's up.
Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, dude, of course I cannot do this without my sponsors. Monster Energy Drink supports us, the Greaves. We come out here with a 3-truck punch, and today we're 1-2. So very happy with that. Toyo tires were hooked up. All the team, my crew, my family, epic job. I appreciate every inch and minute of it. And it's all of this work is for that 10 minutes of glory. So we thank you, all of my sponsors on here, all of you at home watching. Thank you, my family, friends, fans. Stay tuned. This is going to get gnarly.
You fans in a race like that is why Kyle LeDuc came back to the Midwest here this season. Congratulations. Let's get loud once again for Pro 4.